Here's the truth. The window's only part of it. In Colorado, even a great window can fail if it's not installed right. That's what really determines what lasts. That's why I trust Gravinus Window Center of Littleton. Installation is where the conversation starts. They've served Denver and the Front Range for over 50 years, and right now, get 25% off Infinity by Marvin Windows. Visit windowsforyourhome.com. That's windowsforyourhome.com.
The truck driver wasn't paying attention and crashed straight into you. Now you're paying the price. You're looking at surgeries, missed work, and more. Call the truck crash lawyers at Berg Simpson Law Firm. Berg Simpson has been helping truck crash victims for 50 years. And with over $50 million recovered after truck crashes, our results speak for themselves. Call our team today and let us fight for every dollar you deserve.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They changed your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
He's dribbling the ball with everything on the line. He's driving down the pitch. He's facing price hikes and cuts past him. Carrier Contracts tries to block him. Oh, he leaves him in the dust. He's at the edge of the box. He cuts past the nonstop group chat trash talk. He clears on goal. He shoots. Goal! Unlimited data for $25 a month forever!
Visit your local Boost Mobile store today to get unlimited data with a price that never changes. Boost Mobile. After 30 GB, customers may experience lower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost $25 unlimited plan.
There's only one Ozempic. Hello, I'm Ozempic. Because this ad is 30 seconds, I can't get into everything I'm FDA approved to do, so I'm just going to play my jingle again. But first, ask your doctor about which FDA approved uses of me, the Ozempic pen, may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA approved Ozempic. Now here's that jingle again.
There's only one Ozempic.
Need better rest? Let Mattress Firm's sleep experts match you with the perfect bed at the July 4th sale. They make sleep easy.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver.
You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Chest puffing.
I'm tougher than Mark.
Occasional pettiness.
Your disappointment makes me happy.
And fearless leadership.
30 seconds left. Just get us in field goal range. Come on, kid, now. Execute.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
So coffee nod to the people watching early right off the bat on our YouTube channel. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to it. Happy Monday. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Brandon Stokley still recovering, getting over his sickness and making progress. Hoping to be back at some point this week, whether in person or shrouded in the dark with a disembodied voice from the basement.
Yes. In case the scabs haven't healed. Then it's just all about basement with a dark light over him.
Right.
There's a dark light, that's kind of an oxymoron, huh? Just a dark screen, I guess.
Yes.
Not a light.
It's like one of those whistleblower interviews.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'll just be kind of, all we'll see is just the outline.
Right.
Just his outline.
Few bumps.
Just don't do a side profile.
Right. Few bumps on the outline.
Might see the bumps. Okay, busy sports weekend as always. On a Monday, ask you what was the best thing you saw all weekend. How was the youth football camp?
It was great
on Saturday at Denver South High School.
A lot of kids showed up. It was great. A lot of kids showed up. Phil and I were there. Stokely, timed his sickness.
How convenient.
Yes, timed his sickness perfectly not to show up, but it was great. I don't know. I don't know how many kids were there, but there was a bunch. There's a bunch of kids, and we had a great time, man. It was really, really good. And the kids, they worked hard. It was nice because even though it got hot on Saturday, the wind was blowing in the morning. So there was a nice breeze blowing throughout the camp, the entirety of the camp, and it was. I had a fun time. It was nice.
Good. Well, third annual went really well, and I would suspect we'll probably do it again next year. If you were there, come back again. If you missed it, well, make sure you don't miss it coming up next year. Hey, we got to mention this yesterday. Yesterday was a birthday I want to pass along.
Really?
Do you know whose birthday it was yesterday?
Birthday yesterday. No, I do not.
Maybe this will...
Oh, I do know.
Maybe this will jog your memory.
Yeah, I do know.
11th play of this drive that started back at the Bronco 8. 3rd and 6, Elway shotgun. Elway scrambling, looking, running, diving inside the 5-yard line for a first down. Is he only 37? How important is this football game? How bad does John Elway want to win this football game? When you see that quarterbacks go down, not Elway.
The helicopter play. Happy birthday, John Elway, 66 yesterday.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. That's a great play. It's one of the most iconic, probably the most iconic play in Broncos history.
Oh, yes. Has to be. I mean, anybody want to put anything ahead of it? This was the play that catapulted you guys to the first Super Bowl?
Yeah, 17-17 bowl game.
17-17. That's you guys set you up first and goal.
Mm-hmm.
I watched specifically your role on the play.
Yeah.
Did a nice job pushing your guy out of the way.
Yeah.
Letting Elway step up through that crease.
Well, you know.
You did your job.
I know. I always pretend that.
You were dispensing justice on that play.
I've kicked that, by the way. Called man to Zim.
Yeah?
Yeah. Mingo. Gonna go man here. Because they were running a game.
They were running a game?
Yeah, they're going to run a game. You could see they're going to run a game. Just upkicked it. Because I think it was Gilbert Brown, so I wasn't really
So
worried.
what does that mean? Like you called you knew they were going to run a game, you went to man. What does that mean? What'd you guys...
Well, they're going to run some type of pick stunt.
Right.
And because my responsibility was to turn down on the nose, it's hard to open up that hip when you've already turned down to the nose, and you can get picked. And you get picked, and then the looper gets to the quarterback, and so you could, sometimes you just break a huddle, and you've studied enough film, you see, all right, this is where this game is coming. So I just manned it up. I said, we should just go Mingo, which meant man. But I just told Gary, just man this because I'm gonna.
So you went right rather than turning, you went right after your guy.
Essentially, I was almost run blocking.
I got you.
Yeah, so that I could. So the pinching defensive end would slip underneath me, and I wouldn't get picked by him.
I got you.
See what I'm saying?
I got you.
All right.
I got you. It was a very athletic play.
Exceptionally
athletic play.
Incredible intelligence.
Intelligence. Mingo.
It's the thing that most people don't see. It's the thing when people go, well, the game's passed you by. Those are people that have never actually played the game or coached it. It's passed you by. You don't know what it. No, you trust me. You never played.
Quick opening thoughts on Nikola Jokic reportedly not going to sign his 4-year, $278 million contract extension. Is this about maximizing more money a year from now? Or is this about him sending a message to the Nuggets?
Yeah, that's a great question. I didn't even know he wasn't going to sign. Why is he not going to sign? What? I mean, does he not want to be here?
Well, this will be the second year in a row. If he does not agree to a contract extension, this will be the second year in a row that he has turned down and pushed back another year, a chance to sign a contract extension. Last year it would have been 3 years, $206 million. This year, 4 years, $278. He could wait another year and be a free agent. In which case, because the Nuggets hold his rights, they would be able to offer him. What was the number I saw? Basically, almost $100 million more than any other team could in free agency, and he could get an extra year guaranteed tacked on to his deal.
Right.
But at 2 years in a row without signing a contract extension, you can't tell me that's not sending some sort of message about.
Well, I mean, I think you
show me what your plan is for me and around me before I start going. I want to be here. I don't think that's changed. I don't think he's looking to leave, but I think he's also like, okay, show me what the plan is.
I think there's an aspect of that. Show me what your plan is. Let me just push this thing out one more year. And the other thing is, why wouldn't you want to maximize another $100 million in another year?
Risk of injury.
Right. But Jokic doesn't. I mean, he doesn't move quickly enough to pull a hamstring or a calf.
Got hurt this year.
Yeah, he did. Somebody fell on his leg, hurt his knee a little bit. But I think overall he looks at himself and says, hey, man, there's not a big time. Like the big time the downside of risk of injury. And by the way, even if he does get injured and he's out for a year, you know what he's still going to get? He's still going to get the max deal. It's not going to cost him a max deal.
So you think this is just about maximizing earning potential?
I think it's two things. I think it's maximizing earning potential, and I also think it's exactly what you said. Why would I sign now if they're not committed to making this thing right? And so I'm going to push out another year. So if you're Jokic and you thought, man, we did the requisite things. I mean, look what the Avs have done over the last the last week. Since Bednar's coming back and everything is going. I mean, they have made a ton of moves. What have the Nuggets done? I haven't seen anything.
Nothing yet.
Drafted a bunch of second rounders.
Nothing yet.
So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. But I think it's a little bit of both. Don't you think?
I think it's more about him just reminding Josh Kroenke, Stan Kroenke, hey, don't take me for granted. I want to be here. But don't use my loyalty or my fondness for Denver, Colorado in this franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take it for granted.
Right.
And last year he didn't sign his extension, and hey, the Nuggets were very aggressive in putting together a bench. Let's see how they respond. By the way, after both playoff exits these last 2 years, he has said, we just weren't good enough. We weren't good enough. He didn't blame injuries. He didn't blame one bad week.
Right.
We weren't good enough.
More good enough.
In a 7-game series, he said to Serbian reporters recently, 7-game series, the better team usually wins. We weren't the better team. So what are you going to do about it? Well, there might be something the Nuggets might be looking to do to help out David Adelman. Why does David Adelman need help? And is this an admission that the Nuggets made a mistake with DA? That plus Jaylen Brown firing back on social media about how his value may not be as high around the NBA as rumors continue to circulate about him and the Nuggets. That's next.
The Blue Line is back. The Colorado Avalanche have re-signed defensemen Brett Kulak and Brent Burns. Kulak, the steady shutdown force who locked it down on the back end upon arrival from Pittsburgh last season. And the ageless Burns back for his 23rd season in the middle of an Ironman streak. Now with draft picks in hand and more cap space to play with,
what's next as Joe Sakic tries to fill out the roster?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
I love working with local family-owned businesses. I love the stories of how they started, how they grew, and what are the secrets to their success. Denver Deck Builders is a local family-owned company, and their secrets aren't that secret. It's what a lot of good is built upon. Started with John, passed down to Ron, then to Tyler. You can't control what happens. You can control how to respond. And for Denver Deck Builders, it's building a relationship with their customers, not just building a deck or replacing it. It's encouraging customers to dream about their ultimate outdoor living space, the place they'll spend the most time with families and friends. You dream it, they go to work making it a reality. Denver Deck Builders is the #1 deck builder in Colorado, using only the best materials, experience and veteran-led crews, and a prevailing culture built on doing the right thing, especially when no one is watching, understanding anyone can do it fast. Not everyone can do it right. Building that new deck, replacing that old one, go to their website, see all the kinds of decks they can build with all of their exciting features. Denver Deck Builders. Go to ddbonthefan.com. That's ddbonthefan.com.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's Renter's Insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Arby's is on your side in the fight against Big Rush Hour. Get $1 fries and sliders between 2 and 6 p.m. with the purchase of any regularly priced food item only at participating Arby's.
Arby's, we have the meat.
Welcome to Whatever Bank, where we do our best and you do the rest.
Hi, what kind of relationship benefits do you offer?
Relationship benefits? That usually kicks in when you have more zeros in your account. But I like to think our coffee in the lobby is pretty decent.
You don't have to bank like that. Make the switch to KeyBank and earn real benefits by making 5 qualifying transactions each month with your KeyBank checking account.
I was going to do that anyway.
Learn more at key.com/relationship. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
Hey guys, did you know 1 in 4 men over 40 have low testosterone? But 100% of them can get their testosterone levels back. Low T Center tailors their TRT to every man to make sure his levels are where they need to be. They even take insurance. So head over to fixmylowt.com and book a free testosterone test. Fixmylowt.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
All new drinks are now at McDonald's, with refreshers like the Strawberry Watermelon Refresher and the Mango Pineapple Refresher with popping boba, to crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry flavors and cold foam. Who knew ice cold drinks could be so fire? 6 all new drinks are here now at McDonald's.
Refreshers contain caffeine. Most small business break-ins happen between 2 and 5 a.m. The owner finds out when they unlock the door at 7. Pull footage from a consumer system and you get a silhouette in a hoodie. Nothing identifiable. Vantage installs cameras that read a face in total darkness. And they don't stop at cameras. Access control, network, intercom, cabling, AV. One company, one number. Ready to invest in real security for your business or property? Call Vantage at 720-366-7759 or visit business.vssicolorado.com today.
Tune in to Mile High Money. My biggest goal is education. I come from a family of educators, and I want you to know the who, the what, the why, the when, the how.
Helping you achieve your ideal retirement.
The risk that you're taking, does that equal the return that you should be getting? And a lot of times, the answer is no.
Tune in to Mile High Money with Adam Moeller. Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on DenverSports 104.3, The Fan.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's powered by Hellsberg. Shop and store are at hellsberg.com.
One Wheel Broncos talk.
Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Strong delegation.
Somebody's got to be in charge. Someone has to be the parent. Somebody has to be the parent, and I just put my foot down.
Proper hydration.
I'm reminded today of my boy Stokley, who I like to refer to as Fluids.
And trust in your teammates.
There was a lot of doubters. There was a lot of haters.
Never any doubt.
A lot of doubt from the guys that know you best, that work with you.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Stokes still off today. We hope he's getting better. He is getting better, so he told us over the weekend, but not quite ready to return yet. But in the meantime, we got a busy Monday. A lot to react to from the weekend. A lot of Nuggets news coming down over the weekend. A lot of reports out there. Do the air quotes. A lot of reports out there. And one report is that the Nuggets are looking to hire an NBA veteran, former head coach, as an assistant, a lead assistant, for David Adelman. And one person that they have already reportedly talked to is former Memphis and Sacramento head coach Dave Yeager, as in Jägermeister. Ugh.
Dave, you don't like Jägermeister?
I was never really a Jägermeister guy. I was more of a Goldschlager guy.
What's the difference?
Gross.
Jägermeister
Jaeger has
like
had that
licorice.
real licorice taste. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goldschlager had a little bit more of a cinnamony taste.
More like a fireball.
Yeah, but both could really wreak havoc.
Yeah.
You know, end of the night. Hey, how about a round of Goldschlager? Sure.
Right. Jaeger shots.
Yay!
Woo! Yeah.
I won't regret that in the morning.
No.
So what does it say to you that the Nuggets feel that David Adelman needs some help?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's I think we have talked about that in the past. We have talked about them going after a veteran coach. I think it's one of the most important things when you're a young coach. Talking to a bunch of young coaches that have been hired, they will all, you look at any young coaching staff, most of them put a like if you're an offensive guy, you put a defensive coordinator in place that has actually been a head coach before. So, you know, you can go to Sean McVay in the NFL when he was hired by the Rams, hired, Wade Phillips. You can look at Ben Johnson, going to Chicago. Who he goes out and he gets himself a defensive coordinator that's been a head coach before, Dennis Allen, as a D coordinator. So, like, you see that all the time. You see that all over the place. I think it makes sense. I think there are times when you need somebody who's done that before, who's made some mistakes before, who's had some success, but also had some, trials. And I think it's a helpful nod where you can really lean into a guy.
Why wasn't this the move last year at this time?
Should have been.
Right?
Should have been.
I mean, this is not a ringing endorsement of David Adelman whatsoever.
No, of course not.
I mean, this is you're now a full year into him as a head coach, 2 playoff runs under his belt.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're saying
he
needs
it's
help?
a good idea. Let's get another head coach in here.
See, I can't help but think this guy is just a coach in waiting in case it doesn't go well this year, to start the year.
Oh, okay.
That, like, by All-Star break, this guy, whoever he is, takes over.
If Adelman, if the organization feels like, or one of the players, or Jokic feels like, hey man, this coach is in over his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh. But you're right. Why wouldn't you have done this a year ago? When you fired, in the middle of a playoff run, when you fired Michael Malone and you appointed David Adelman right after the season, right after that playoff run, why are you not injecting into the staff somebody who has been there, who has done that, who has got the experience. I mean, this is just standard operating procedure. I mean, how many times is what's the coach's name that won the NBA championship with the Knicks? Brown? How many times has Brown been somebody's number one assistant?
Yeah. But this would have been a great move to make a year ago. But now it's not I don't know any other way to take it. It's not a ringing endorsement of David Alleman, and now he has to be looking over his shoulder. Whoever this guy is, if this guy's a former NBA coach, and let's say it's a guy like Dave Yeager. I mean, this is a guy who was in the league has been a head coach for 6 seasons, had won almost 60% of his games in Memphis, won 9 playoff games. Last 3 years he's been in the suckhole that is Sacramento, but Sacramento's like the Jets of the NBA. Nobody wins there. Don't hold that against them.
Right.
So, I mean, the moment a guy like this comes in, first 3 or 4 game losing streak, what are guys like you and I saying? Uh-oh.
Right.
You got a ready-made replacement ready to go.
I think one of the other things that ends up happening is when you've got that guy coming into the organization, if things do go poorly, what happens when guys start turning to him for the ideas? Because in an organization, then all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh, the head coach has kind of lost he's no longer really the voice of the team. Guys are leaning into somebody else to get the information, somebody else to come up with an idea, somebody else to vent or to just kind of talk to. Like those are always tough things. So Adelman doesn't seem like the guy to me that is completely in charge of the organization. He didn't seem like, you got to have that dude that just commands the room and is in charge. He doesn't seem like that guy.
All right, we will get to Jaylen Brown, who continues to be linked to the Nuggets, and what Nick Bonito had to say, weighing in on Jaylen Brown and the possibility of being a Nugget, and what the Nuggets will be getting in Jaylen Brown, according to Nick Bonito. Okay? Y'all set? Y'all understand what this is about?
Yeah.
Nick Bonito has thoughts on Jaylen Brown.
Nice.
Next.
14 wins wasn't enough. A number 1 seed wasn't enough. So what'll it take for Bo Nix to become the most valuable player in the league?
If Bo is throwing for an extra 15 to 20 touchdowns and has an extra 1,500 yards on his resume, that's an MVP conversation for Bo Nix. That's what that leads to.
Yeah.
Because the team, we both say they're not going to win 14 games, but if you're winning 10, 11, 12, and you're fighting for the AFC West, and you're still in contention for the number 1 seed in the AFC, and you have that kind of numbers and QB next to your name, that's default MVP conversation.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, Brandon Stokley here. Summer's also here. We all love that feeling of getting away. The excitement, the confidence that everything is planned out, right? But shouldn't your retirement feel the same way? When I met with Trajan Wealth, that's exactly what I got. Confidence. They walked me through everything. Investments, taxes, estate planning. They explained it clearly, gave me real choices, and never pushed anything I didn't need. Trajan Wealth is a fiduciary, which means their advice is built around what's best for you. And when they took a second look at my plan, they found things I would have never caught on my own. And if you spent hours planning your summer vacation, give your financial future that same attention. Trajan Wealth Family Office can help you build a plan that works together. That's what I love about my friends at Trajan Wealth. So if you're wondering whether your plan could be stronger, get that a second opinion from Trajan Wealth. Give them a call. 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1. Or you can find them online at TrajanWealth.com. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
When it's sports, you love watching the pros.
If it's surgery, you definitely want the pros.
When you need a new roof, call Denver Roof Pros.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found tax relief advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-4194. 800-488-4194. That's 800-488-4194.
All right, Broncos country, listen up. Philip Lindsay here. And for stress-free summer travel, I chose Hermes Worldwide. Forget the airport chaos. Hermes Worldwide offers comfortable, reliable transportation for your airport transfers and more. They're dependable, they're professional, so you can focus on your vacation. Make your summer travel easy. Give them a call today at 303-577-7600, or you can visit them online at ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, that's ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-9087, 800-575-9087. That's 800-575-9087, or simply visit TRA.com.
No! USA is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Colorado. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
Tune in Tuesday afternoons for Injury Insights with Zach Bai and Dr. Joseph Ramos to hear the latest injury news on your local teams and around the world of sports. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They changed your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
This July 4th, join America 250 at America's Block Party at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, hosted by Queen Latifah and featuring Chris Stapleton and the Smashing Pumpkins. Get your tickets at america250.org/LA.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is CHIP, C-H-I-P. Text CHIP to 303-713-1043 right now for your chance to win a $250 gas card. That's CHIP to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from DenverSports 1043 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
Lame excuses.
This wasn't worthy of the big board of BS. This was just a mistake on my part.
Armchair therapy.
You feel like you're on edge a little bit today. You in a bad mood? You have a good day?
No,
good
I'm fine. I'm fine.
And grace under pressure.
You know what? Maybe you should do a little research while you're here. That way you can write your next book about a small town.
It's pretty, I can't remember what I was supposed to say.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
Coming up in about 15 minutes, the Avalanche with another busy weekend, bringing guys back. And what might the Avs free agent strategy be now that they have shed Val Nichushkin's contract? That coming up in about 15 minutes. Also, Hunter Goodman, have yourself a game on Saturday for the Rockies. But The Nuggets news continues in a full weekend of rumors and speculation, and more about the Nuggets and the Celtics' Jaylen Brown as a possible destination for Jaylen Brown, who did not take kindly to Bobby Marks, who put out a tweet over the weekend that said Jaylen Brown's trade value isn't that high around the league. Well, more and more we have athletes who let us know how they're feeling via social media. Jaylen Brown said, nobody's won more combined regular season and playoff games since I entered the league 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Then he said, analytics are ruining the game. We're playing AI hoops. Went on to say, analytics nowadays used to discredit and control narratives. Roll the ball out. None of these guys better than me on both ends. Who does he work for? Well, Nick Bonito was paying attention to this. And when Jaylen Brown went off on analytics, Bonito reposted and said, overly. And then there were a couple comments from Josh Hart about analytics, how much he hates them. And Nick Bonito reposted that as well. What
does overly mean?
Like, I agree with you.
Oh, overly?
100%. Like 100% agree with you.
I've never heard that, overly.
Well, I don't think I'm getting it wrong. I don't think he would be disagreeing with Jaylen Brown in that situation.
Yeah,
I think
overly
he's
doesn't
saying,
make any sense to
I
me.
think he's just saying you're 100% right.
Ty, you're young. What's overly? You see that before? Is that like one of them? You know, like one of the
what?
when
6'7"?
you say mid, or you say
sus,
or you say 100.
Beats me, man. That might be a Gen Z thing. Might be a Gen Alpha thing.
I think it's I think it's pretty self-explanatory there. What Benito's saying, or endorsing.
Right. I love that. I love Benito going after it. I love Jaylen Brown going after it. You can't quantify everybody's value in a math equation. You can't. It's just impossible. So, Jaylen Brown's 100% right. I mean, playing on both ends of the court and doing some of the things that just don't show up in your DVOA or whatever stupid analytic that everybody wants to throw out there.
Then why is everyone buying into it? Why is everybody seemingly guided by it, led by it, obsessed with it?
Oh, the analytics?
Yeah.
Because it allows
football via math.
It allows people to be involved in sports that have never done it. Right? It opens up another avenue. And it's like
data freaks.
It's like anything else. It's you can use it as a tool, but it doesn't it does not, and it never will tell you, like, it will give you the answers to the test. It's just another way of creating another data point. And oftentimes I think that a lot of the analytics in today's all games are just misled.
Well, when it comes to a guy like Jaylen Brown, you can talk all you want about net rating and plus minus when he's on the floor, when Jason Tatum was on the floor, when the two of them were on the floor. Mm-hmm. All I know is that a season for the Celtics that was supposed to be a complete bridge year, just a reset year, because Tatum was going to be out for all or most of the year with coming back from a torn Achilles. All I know is that Jaylen Brown put up a top 5 MVP season, led their team to over 50 wins, and had them playing a really good brand of basketball that you could argue Tatum came back and ruined by injecting himself back in, messing with the chemistry. So I like Jaylen Brown. I don't know what the numbers say, but Jaylen Brown, I would love to see him in a Nugget uniform. And Bill Simmons, who's a big Celtics fan, on his podcast, the Ringer podcast, talked about what he's hearing about the Nuggets and the Celtics.
A lot of smoke billowing around Denver in general. Some I believe, some I don't believe. Murray and Cam Johnson for Jalen and Hauser, which would save Denver $10 million this year. The Celtics could take Cam Johnson in their trade exception. Murray is $50 million this year, 54 and 57. So he's about $8 million behind Jalen in each of those years.
But same amount of years.
Same amount of years, but I'm shaving off $7-8 million. I'm adding Cam Johnson, who I can either keep or spin in a trade. And I am getting somebody who I still think is one of the best 25 players in the league back for Jalen. I think if I'm Boston, I'm signing up for that trade. If I'm Denver, I'm at least having a 6-hour meeting, and it's a reconstruction of a team because you're going to remove the Murray-Jokic pick and roll, but you could run a lot of that offense through Joker. You re-sign Payton Watson with the extra money. You have him more involved offensively, and you could argue that that team's better, it's bigger, it's deeper. You have Jokic and Gordon and Jalen as your front line. You have more flexibility, and you have somebody who can really step in if Gordon gets hurt, which he gets hurt every year. And now you're not getting destroyed if that happens, and you're under the tax, and you can get Watson. That trade makes a ton of sense to me, Zach.
Talking to Zach Lowe on that podcast. So that's Bill Simmons. What do you think? You do it?
What I do
from a Nuggets standpoint, you do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel like you're giving up too much though? I mean, I guess it depends on how you feel. Like Bill Simmons, you know me. I'm Team Jamal, always have been, and I think Jamal Murray's still a really good player, and you also have a valuable contract in Cam Johnson's expiring contract. I like Jaylen Brown a lot too, but Sam Hauser, he's kind of just he can shoot. He'll win you a couple games during the course of the season just because he gets hot shooting threes. But is that a case where the Nuggets are giving up too much?
Well, I mean, I think you can argue that. It depends on how you feel about Murray. So how do you feel about Murray within that organization? The other thing is there have been reports of, Murray and not that Murray and Joker don't get along. I think they get along just fine. But there have been reports about Murray feeling like he deserves more shine than he gets, and so is there an issue that Bill Simmons said that two-man game. Has that two-man game been the two-man game that won them a championship? It just hasn't.
Not since then, no.
It hasn't. And so if you feel like if you're the Nuggets and you have had some issues within that organization with Jamal Murray, the way he came back from the ACL, the injury issues, all those things. Yeah, last year notwithstanding, he was awesome last year and really led the team when Jokic was out. But if you do feel like there's something behind the scenes that this team just doesn't have the right chemistry, which it hasn't looked like, for a while, and I'm not there, so I don't know. But you hear the rumblings. Maybe it's time to just shake it up.
Coming up next, gotta relive Hunter Goodman's torrid hot streak over the course of the weekend. And Mark, you were very vocal in saying that one of the big takeaways from the Avs loss to the VGK was the way their defensemen got beat up, and yet the Avs are bringing back two of them. That's next.
What is the one thing that can turn the Broncos defense into the best in the league?
Yeah, what is it?
If you want to say they're top 5 defense in the league, you're right. If you want to say they're top 3, you're right. Are they the best in the league? TBD. Because if you can get the turnovers, that's when this Vance Joseph defense takes the next step. They start getting takeaways, they're already frustrating to opponents. They're already suffocating to opponents. If you start taking the ball away, you want to talk about fear factor.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, well, for most of you, your taxes tend to be pretty routine. You can feel confident your tax guy or tax woman's doing a good job. But if your situation is much more complex to the point where you're being targeted by the IRS, you need tax specialists like the ones at Advanced Tax Solutions. Todd Whalen is the founder, and he's made it his life's work and passion, 30 years now, to help people out of their complicated and stress-filled tax jams. In talking to Todd's clients over the years, here's what I've learned. Todd makes a complex case simple, easy to understand language. No question from you is a dumb question, and he immediately makes an anxious situation much calmer because the IRS does want to come to a deal. 5 of their 7 resolutions include the person paying less than what they originally owed, oftentimes far less, but it helps to have Advanced Tax Solutions navigate you through all of this. Calling the IRS on your own could get you on a too-fast timetable. Learn all your options first and go with the people I trust. Call 303-753-6040 and at advancedtaxsolutions.com.
Hey, Colorado, set the summer trend. Get a 30% point-of-sale discount on all new electric lawnmowers, trimmers, and leaf blowers statewide. Ditch the gas for powerful battery packs and breathe easier. Quieter equipment also means you can hear your go-to radio show while you mow. But don't wait. This hot deal only lasts through the end of the year. Learn more at simplestepsbetterair.org. Again, that's simplestepsbetterair.org.
If you're practicing real estate in Denver but still not getting the results you want, listen up. Agents who are winning in this market aren't guessing. They've got the right training, the right systems, and the right support. And that's exactly what you get at Weichert Realtors Professionals. Proven strategies to win more listings, technology that keeps you connected anywhere, and coaching that actually helps you close. Take your business to the next level. Call Tim Davis at Weichert Realtors Professionals at 303-302-4000. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recycle-On Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recycleon.org/Colorado.
If you're going to ask her to spend the rest of your life with you, shouldn't you give her a diamond worthy of that journey?
One that you can give her with no regrets?
A diamond that shines like no other.
That's why our family started Williams Jewelers over 75 years ago. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Bruce Williams. Today, Williams Jewelers is Denver's finest diamond engagement ring store with 10 times the selection of diamonds, engagement rings, and wedding bands you'll find in average stores.
Where you get a lifetime quality guarantee that protects you for the life of the ring.
A lifetime diamond upgrade guarantee.
A 30-day money-back price and total satisfaction guarantee.
And no regrets.
Give her a diamond worthy of her and your money's worth.
Say will you with Williams.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue between Fillmore and Detroit, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Dan, I'm not looking to get rich, but I'm not sure what to do. It's something we hear a lot at 303 Law 4040 from people. They've been hurt. They just don't know what to do next. Should they talk to the insurance company? Who's going to pay their medical bills? What if they have to miss work? They don't want to call a lawyer, and they certainly don't want to sue anyone, but they just don't know what to do. Here, take one of our small town clients. He was seriously hurt on his neighbor's property. Tough as nails, salt of the earth guy, and all he was looking to do was the right thing. He said, Dan, I have to live in this town, and I want to be able to hold my head up high when I walk down the street. So if you're talking about suing my neighbor, I'm not interested. I explained that we probably wouldn't have to sue anybody, and we certainly weren't going to hurt his neighbor. In the end, we got him $1.5 million, and he could still hold his head up high in that small town. If you've been hurt, you don't have to feel guilty for calling 303 Law 4040. We are here to help and fight for what's fair. We don't farm you out to a call center. In fact, we give all of our clients our cell phone numbers. We hope you never need us, but save that number in your phone just in case. It's 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040.
Stoke here from my local hometown team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. I have known the Rocks team for years. They have serviced my own house. Right now, out-of-state private equity corporations are buying local HVAC companies, providing higher prices, bad service, and shady sales tactics. When it comes to your heating and cooling needs, go with the local Colorado team I know and trust. ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Summer should be a time of joy for children, but Wish kids often miss out due to their illness, creating a dark chapter during a time that should be filled with sunshine and memories. A wish from Make-A-Wish Colorado can change everything for these children, giving them the strength and hope they need to persevere in their fight against critical illness. My name is Carrie Fletcher. I'm part of the Alpine Bank family, member FDIC. Today, Alpine Bank hopes you'll decide to make a life-changing impact in the life of Colorado Wish kids by supporting Make-A-Wish Colorado. There are currently more than 450 Colorado kids with critical illnesses who are waiting for a life-changing wish, and 110 more kids will be diagnosed this summer. You can help make their wishes come true. Visit wish.org/Colorado to help Make-A-Wish Colorado grant some memorable wishes this summer.
Stream Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Job shaving.
You played in the NFL, but you were a wide receiver.
Embellishments.
I mean, sometimes I swear you're just making things up.
And amateur zoology.
I think polar bears are bigger than grizzlies.
Of course.
So make them a polar bear.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Stokes still out, recovering, getting over his sickness, so we wish him the best. Hunter Goodman's big weekend, big Saturday coming up here. The highlights in just a bit. But, Mark, after the Avalanche got swept by the VGK, you were like, man, it just seems like it's something that we see over and over every year when the Avalanche get eliminated from the playoffs. We see a defensive core that seems to get exposed, especially defensively in their own zone, gets beat up a little bit. And I don't disagree. I think a lot of people would agree with you. And yet, over the weekend, on Friday, the Avs announcing they're bringing back both Brett Kulak on a long-term deal and Brent Burns on a one-year deal. How you feel about that?
I mean, I feel fine about that. It's just what are you going to add to it? And just from a size perspective and a grittiness perspective, you know, we've talked about that back line, that the defense of the Avs. Also, but part of that is offense too. You know, part of that is being able to hold up and being able to play that physical style of game. We talked about that with hockey in general in the playoffs. So, and the fact that everybody beat them up that way. I mean, it started with that. It started with the Kings series, and you know, went on through Minnesota, and then obviously when they finally got to Vegas, you look at the injuries. Yes, you look at, you know, McCarr missing the first couple of games when he came back. He just wasn't the same guy. You look at McKinnon having the issues, all those things. You know, I'll give you those things 100%. That was a big factor. But I just thought they just got worn down over the course of the playoffs. So they're going to have to get a little bigger, a little bit more physical, all those things. Man, Burns was great last year. You know, he's going to be, 42 this year?
Yep.
So he was. I mean, it's a great story. And I think he's a very capable defender. I mean that's why he's never missed games and all those things. But he shouldn't be I don't think he should be in the top of the, you know, heap rotation. And those are the things you have to look at.
Brent Burns was their best value player last year for what they were paying him and what they got out of him.
Mm-hmm.
He delivered the most. He played another 82 games. He had 12 goals. He was he was their best defenseman when it came to getting the puck through from shots from the point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you talk about all the struggles that the Avs power play had. You know, maybe if you had defensemen who could, you know, get the puck through on net more consistently,
right.
Maybe your power play would
look
differently.
That was one of the things they talked about a bunch with Brett Burns was his ability to get it through traffic and get it on net.
And I know he had some snafus during that 4-game reverse sweep there, but guess what? If you're going to point out every Avalanche player had a rough week against Vegas, and you got to question whether or not to bring him back, guess what? Line forms here. It's a long line. So, and Burns in the playoffs. You look at Burns in the playoffs. He was a +9, no goals, 4 assists, +9 during the course of 13 playoff games. He was not this massive liability out there. He fits in well in the room. Plus, you got the added benefit of if all goes well, he'll break the NHL's Ironman streak. He's at 1,007. He trails Phil Kessel by 57 games. So if he plays 58 straight, he breaks the record as a member of the Avs. So I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with either one. Brett Kulak's just a real solid defenseman. And what do you give him? $4.5 million per year over 4 years?
Correct.
With the NHL salary cap going up, chump change.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't have. Again, I think what they're doing is great. I think what Joe Sakic is doing is clearing money. You know, going to get McCarr signed to a big deal. I think all those things are great. I think these moves, to me, there's no move here that just goes, oh yeah, that's the one that gets them over the top.
No, there's a lot of kind of peripheral moves that they're doing. The big question will be, especially with shedding Val's $7 million or so.
Yeah,
you got about $11 million of cap space. What are you going to do through free agency?
Well, I think my biggest takeaway on this, and again, the guys they've signed, the guys they've traded for, you're hoping, the former first rounders from Nashville, really find their game here. Like there's a lot of just speculation and hope and and potential and all those things, which can certainly backfire on you. But the biggest thing is, doesn't this feel like a testament to just the Avalanche in general, that Joe Sakic said, yeah, we just weren't. It wasn't coaching, and it wasn't just one bad week. Even though we said that, we need to make some changes. I think that's what they're saying.
Can't wrap up this hour without highlighting what Hunter Goodman did for the Rockies over the weekend. He homers on Friday. That was just the warm-up act for Saturday.
1-1 count to Hunter. Oh, God. In the air to left. Belted. Hasta la vista, baby. That one's gone. Ball's ripped again. Again. That's 3 straight at-bats. That is the 24th homer of the year for Hunter Goodman. Puts the Rockies up 2-1.
Stop throwing him strikes. I mean, keep throwing him strikes.
Oh, this ball splattered to left.
You can't keep a good man down. 401 feet. We're going to have to get 2 purple jackets. 1 for Hunter and 1 for everybody else.
3 home runs for Hunter Goodman.
Spilly on the call. As Drew Goodman got the weekend off. Spilly on the call. Aided there, it sounded like, by Corey Sullivan.
Rockies with a tragic loss.
That was about 1,250 feet of home runs from Hunter Goodman on Saturday.
Dude, you want to talk about just plastering, just absolutely destroying the baseball. It was great to see. Great to see. Real competitive games in Minnesota. 1 of 3, but unbelievable.
Coming up next, how much does Josh and Stan Kroenke owe Nikola Jokic? How much do they owe you Nugget fans to maximize Jokic time here, no matter the cost? That's next.
The Blue Line is back. The Colorado Avalanche have re-signed defensemen Brett Kulak and Brent Burns. Kulak, the steady shutdown force who locked it down on the back end upon arrival from Pittsburgh last season. And the ageless Burns back for his 23rd season in the middle of an Ironman streak. Now with draft picks in hand and more cap space to play with, what's next as Joe Sakic tries to fill out the roster? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception that they love to bust. You don't need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, make it happen. Call American Financing, 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Peanut butter and jelly, music and dancing, salt and pepper. At Excel Energy, we believe some things just work better together, like an electric heat pump, the 2-in-1 unit that can both cool and heat your home. And better yet, it does so using energy more efficiently than a traditional HVAC system. Better yet, you can also save money installing a heat pump with rebates at excelenergy.com/heat pumps. Cooling, heating, and savings. All in one comfort, all in one package.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Rob Biandino here at BeatTheDA.com. My law firm's doing a ton of divorce cases these days. And the bottom line is I see a lot of controlling spouses. They try to control and threaten you with calling the police. They threaten you with taking the kids. But the worst ones are to control the money. The ones who control the money, we got to get to the bottom of. We got the investigators. We got the forensic guys. We got the experts, the bank guys. They can go find and track whatever's hidden. At the end of the day, hit me up at BeatTheDA.com or 720-706 866-5151.
Walk into the back office of most small businesses and you'll see an old DVR humming on a shelf and a camera over the register the owner isn't even sure is recording. They got that like 10 years ago, and the company that installed it doesn't pick up. Vantage can repair or replace all of it. Cameras that read a face in the dark. Access control, network, intercom, AV. One company, one number. Invest in real security for your business or property. Call Vantage at 720-366-7759 or visit business.vssicolorado.com today.
When it comes to your yard, reliability matters. Shop with confidence at the Home Depot and get 4th of July savings on Ryobi, the #1 cordless outdoor power brand. It's time to choose your power. Both the Ryobi 18-volt and 40-volt self-propelled mower kits are on special buy for an even lower price of $429 each, was $479. Ryobi's battery platform delivers the power, runtime, and dependability you need to tackle yard work with ease. Shop 4th of July savings on Ryobi outdoor power only at the Home Depot. While supplies last, pricing valid June 25th through July 8th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
When's the last time payroll was the easy part of your week? With Gusto, it can be. Gusto is the all-in-one platform designed to take the hassle out of managing your team, from payroll and compliance to hiring, onboarding, and more. With Gusto, you can get back 2 full days each month with all the time you have saved. Go to gusto.com today and learn why over 500,000 small businesses choose Gusto. That's Gusto.com. Gusto.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain. Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at SpineOne.com.
Colorado's largest fireworks show, 22 minutes that absolutely blow the roof off. July 4th at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. But first, the main event. Team USA takes on Portugal in the inaugural World Rugby Nations Cup with Tonga versus Zimbabwe kicking off the doubleheader. The free Fourth Fest Festival starts at 3 p.m. 2 world-class rugby matches. Then a fireworks finale that'll rattle your fillings. America's 250th. One epic night. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
Welcome to Whatever Bank, where we succeed in doing the bare minimum.
Yeah, hi. I normally get paid on Fridays. Is there any way I can get my direct deposit sooner?
Oh, you're serious?
You don't have to bank like that. Make the switch to KeyBank and get access to eligible direct deposits up to 2 business days early with Early Pay.
So it is possible.
Learn more at key.com/earlypay. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
If the amazing regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics provided relief for former pro football player Bobby Carpenter, imagine the potential for your aching joints.
So my knee had been bothering me for a while. I played football for a number of years. I looked at talking to some doctors when I need to potentially have surgery, and I decided hey, let's check out QC Kinetics. I go in there and they look at the knee. Hey, here's the program that we can put you through.
That treatment takes your body's own healing properties and concentrates them at the root of the pain. No surgery or downtime.
The best part was there's no recovery until one day I felt like, hey, this feels like my old self again. I feel better. It's helped me. It's helped my dad. Hopefully it will help you in the same way. My message to them is do not wait. So you can go out and play golf and do the things that you love and enjoy.
Take it from Bobby Carpenter. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
Bank of America, sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026, dedicated to offering solutions to help businesses meet their goals. bankofamerica.com/gamechangers.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Able Builders, it's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth. Utter nonsense.
This thing has gone totally off the rails.
Some Cajun seasoning.
Gree-gree?
And the occasional anatomy lesson.
Yeah, we're tight.
Okay.
We're like tired of mouse nuts.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Operator, won't you put me on through? I gotta send my love down to Baton Rouge.
Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Got Marco alongside. No Stoke today. Still battling his way back. He got pretty sick, but he's on the upswing.
Mrs. S mad at me right now.
Mrs. S is mad at you?
Yeah.
For making fun of him?
The wife is like,
Yeah, well, a little bit on that, but she's more mad at me because I've been in the yard and I'm just about crippling myself. But
you are. You're going way too hard in the yard.
Way too hard.
I mean, you literally had like 2 8-foot like crowbars that you were trying to manhandle a 400-pound rock out of the ground.
Might have been 500 pounds.
Maybe 500. Why let that get in the way of a good story? And you're
Right.
like pushing, and it's like out of a
I couldn't.
like out of a gladiator movie.
Right.
You're like trying to push it up, and
I was doing all kinds of stupid stuff.
she was probably looking out the window, going, "What are you doing?"
And then she came out while I was frustrated because I couldn't move the rock, and I'm didn't all that. And then she tried to tell me how to do.
Ooh.
And then I was really
no.
I was like, "Woman, get back in the house."
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
We already know it's not going well.
Yeah.
Don't add to it by like, You ever thought about trying it this way? Ooh,
yeah,
that's
right,
not going to go
yeah.
over well. Not going to go over well. So we wish Stoke the best. Hope to have him back here very, very soon. In the meantime, hey, we had the youth football camp, 3rd annual youth football camp out at Denver South, and we got this one from Ryan in Firestone. Wanted to give a huge shout-out to Stink, Phil, Denver South, and the whole 104.3 The Fam for Saturday's event. My daughter, Rowan, had a blast with her favorite parts being the lineman drills on the green bags and meeting both of the stars.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Rowan, there was probably about 8 or 9 girls that took part in the camp, which was great. And, when you start talking about girls at, like, 6, 7, 8, like, those girls were super athletic. Like, there's some really, like, you were looking at them like, hey, man, there's a couple of potential, like, flag football stars in this group of girls we got. So that was really cool that they participated. And then they went down and wanted to play a line. I'm like, well, I like these young ladies. Want to play a little offensive line.
Want to dispense a little justice.
Yeah, I want to get in there and mix it up a little
Yeah.
bit. So that was fun. It was cool to see them. Yeah, it was great. It was a great event. Lots of kids showed up. Lots of kids worked their butts off. Really, really fun to watch the whole thing, the whole process. And there are, it's funny too, Mike, because there are those kids that just athletically, that are just wired the right way, like the movement skills and everything. You're like, there's a couple of kids that just jump off the screen, kind of, so to speak, not the screen, but off the field, where you're like, ooh, that kid has great movements, great skills, great just body balance and ability to kind of play underneath himself, right? Bend his hips and do all those things. So there's a couple girls like that. There's a couple boys like that. So really a lot of fun. But everybody worked hard. Everybody played hard, and everybody gave great effort at the camp.
So with the story getting out over the weekend, Mark Stein, who's been covering the NBA forever, putting out the report that Nikola Jokic is thinking about not signing his contract extension this offseason, which would be about 4 years, $278 million. Instead, perhaps passing it off another year. It'd be the third or second straight year that he was eligible to sign an extension, but chose not to. And a lot of folks are reading into whether or not this is Nikola sending a message, or is it just simply about making more money? Because if he does get to a point where he is a free agent, which certainly sends shudders down your spine as a Nugget fan, you don't want it to come to that. But re-signing next year could put him in line to do and I got this from our guy Jake Shapiro. The whole NBA, it's just so freaking complicated. Come on, NBA, can you just make it so that we can
just confusing.
Talk about deals and
it's mind-boggling.
Be able to speculate about deals like we do in every other sport, rather than you bringing in all these rules and everything else. But anyway, next year it's like 5 for $340 or $350. So is this just a financial play by Nikola Jokic, or is this, hey, I'm not going to sign until you show me you're committed to building and winning around me?
Well, he did say they weren't good enough. But again, are you good enough if you've got a healthy Aaron Gordon? Are you good enough if you have a healthy Payton Watson off the bench? Are you good enough? Like, would you have been good enough to compete with San Antonio and with the Thunder? And we had talked about this I mean, a bunch. And I think we're all in agreement, me, you, and Stoke, about the value and the importance of Aaron Gordon to this team. And the fact that he wasn't healthy and he wasn't Aaron Gordon, in that dunker spot, getting those alley-oops, ability to guard at the perimeter and all that stuff. Like, would they have been good enough with a healthy roster? Would Christian Brown, with the ankle, would they have been good enough to win? And I think you can make an argument that they would have been competitive and they would have pushed, San Antonio and the Thunder to 7 games, and who knows what's going to happen in 7 games.
Well, maybe this is one of those things that Jokic is challenging the front office, that there's nothing keeping you from paying everybody. Okay, let's not make this sound like you have to move a Cam Johnson to keep a Peyton Watson, or you have to move an Aaron Gordon to keep a Peyton Watson. Nobody's holding a gun to the Nuggets' heads. Okay, this would be their own choice to stay out of the dreaded first and second aprons and paying a big tax. But you just had the news come out over the weekend that the Kroenke empire is the number 1 sports empire in the world, with all of their teams and all of their holdings, over $26 billion.
Yeah, well, that's the Nuggets, the Avs, that's the Rams, that's the
soccer team,
Arsenal or whatever, right?
So it's you're saying, well, I mean, it's $240 million of a tax, and you're looking at a payroll, if you bring everybody back, of almost $500 million, while also committing another $300 million almost to Nikola Jokic. But I got to ask the question, does Kroenke owe it to Jokic and owe it to Nugget fans to maximize Jokic's time here? Damn the cost.
Well, you owe it. I think you do. You owe it. And I think, again, I've said this many times, you walk away with 1 championship during the Jokic era, and time is not gonna show favorably to that. To walk away with the best player on the planet all those years that he was, and to walk away with 1 championship, it's just not going to age well. But you don't have to, again, spending the extra money, spending the tax money doesn't guarantee you a championship. And so I think it's more about finding the right pieces, finding the right fits, playing the game the way it needs to be played. And obviously here the last few years, it just hasn't worked out.
But do you think when it's all said and done, we're going to have a pretty clear idea that what the mission, what the thought was of Josh and Stan Kroenke about whether or not this was a maximize Jokic while we still can offseason, or a we'd like to win, but we're going to win on our own financial terms? What do you think it's going to be?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
I think it's going to be the latter.
I do too. Because I don't know. I mean, the Jaylen Brown thing is really interesting. I don't know if they're going to make that move. I don't know if they're going to be able to pull that off. And it'll just be really interesting because I know everybody talks about Aaron Gordon, everybody talks about Cam Johnson and everything else. I'm really interested about Jamal because I think based upon what they do with Jamal, or if they try to move Jamal, we'll tell you about a little bit about how they feel about him within the organization.
Coming up next, we celebrate a birthday, a rather significant birthday for a significant person, with his biggest highlight of his career. Also, the NFL Network's top 100 player list is underway. How many Broncos will show up on the top 100 list? We'll give you our predictions. Hear from yours next.
14 wins wasn't enough. A number 1 seed wasn't enough. So what'll it take for Bo Nix to become the most valuable player in the league?
If Bo is throwing for an extra 15 to 20 touchdowns and has an extra 1,500 yards on his resume, that's an MVP conversation for Bo Nix. That's what that leads to.
Yeah,
Because the team, we both say they're not going to win 14 games, but if you're winning 10, 11, 12, and you're fighting for the AFC West, and you're still in contention for the number one seed in the AFC, and you have that kind of numbers and QB next to your name, that's default MVP conversation.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Yeah, sure, you could be working out, sweating away in the gym, and hey, that's a good tan you got going. But what can really change the way you feel and look is doing something about your hair loss. Advanced Hair Restoration can do just that, give you your hair back all naturally. And if your reaction is, well, how does that help me this summer? Isn't it going to take a while? The answer is most definitely no. Advanced Hair Restoration uses an incredibly simple yet effective one-day hair loss solution that takes your own hair, begins to regrow it the very next day, and it's even guaranteed to grow. No magic, no gimmicks, no pills, shampoos, or lotions, just real science, the latest technology, and legendary Dr. Tanya Pauls. How much of a legend? Well, she did my hair 20 years ago. I'm one of her success stories along with thousands of others. The process is easy, the aftercare is simple, and immediate results you'll be able to show off long before the summer ends. Get a free consultation, 250 free hair grafts, and $250 off. Just call 720-459-HAIR and at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your savings? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Text SECURE to 989898.
Summer has officially arrived. What's up, guys? It's Zach here. 5280 Exteriors wants to help you get your home ready before the seasons change. All June long, when you purchase a whole house of siding, you'll get free gutter guards, a limited time offer designed to protect your home and your wallet. Don't wait, guys. Book your project now and enjoy stunning new siding before fall weather rolls in. Visit 5280exteriors.com to schedule your free estimate. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh yeah, used the trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax, it only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Ah, this feeling is brought to you by Aleve for back pain relief. What feeling is that, you ask? Well, it's the feeling you feel when you have relief from back pain. That move how you want to, not how you have to feeling. That keep going through your day without slowing you down feeling. The kind that brings you back to yourself all day long without interruption. Oh yeah. Because Aleve offers long-lasting pain relief. Feel up to 12 hours of back pain relief with one dose. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Ductworks. You know summer's around the corner, and what does that mean? That means your air conditioner is going to be blowing 24/7. And you know what that means? That means dust and debris in the air. Hey, you clean your floors, you clean your counters, you clean your closets, but what about your air? Ductworks is Colorado's top-rated air cleaning company, trusted by thousands of 5-star reviews, and they're recommended by more contractors than anybody else. Their complete ventilation cleaning package scrapes and vacuums every inch of your system, removing all the dirt and debris that other companies leave behind. Before your AC runs all season long, make sure the air you're breathing is clean. Go to ductworks.com or just call them at 303-425-0985.
303-425-0985.
Don't miss the Tree Farm's Array of Tree Sale, now through July 14th. See what's on sale at thetreefarm.com. Save 25 to 45% on thousands of 3 to 8-year-old shade and flowering trees. Choose from honey locust, linden, maple, oak, flowering crabapple, serviceberry, willow, and more. And save big on thousands of shrubs and perennials. The Array of Tree Sale. Come see.
You take I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Perfect grammar.
What is it?
Lululemon.
Lululemon. I thought there's a Lulumon. I look at Lululemon, and I see Lulumon. I'm not going to lie.
Relentless ambition.
If I don't get Mike and I sold, maybe it's Mike that's holding me back. Is it what you're saying?
Yeah, I think maybe he might be the anchor.
And lots of empathy.
He went on a hunger strike, and it's not funny, Mike. The dog almost died, and you're laughing.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
I did check in with Stoke over the weekend, and I asked how he was doing, and he says he was feeling better. I said, has Cody been like a loyal dog to you, a loyal friend to you in your time of need?
Just feeling having empathy for Stoke being sick.
Yeah, and he said Cody's been great. Been great. So, Cody's stepping up.
Stepping up his game.
Stepping up. Hey, we just had a pretty cool moment. Doesn't happen too often in sports. So the Travelers golf championship.
I watched some of that yesterday.
That ended up in a tie after a long rain delay with a playoff between Victor Hovland and Scotty Scheffler. And so, it's like you go through 4 intense rounds of golf and then it's undecided. Yeah. And unlike the U.S. Open where it's like, okay, you got to come back the next day, but it's for 18 holes. This is you got to come back the next day for a sudden death playoff.
Right.
You go back to 18, and it could be over just like that with a pretty good crowd in the bleachers around the back of the green at 18. Both hit good drives. Both hit really good approach shots, and it was Victor Hovland who got the birdie.
Sunk the birdie putt.
To win the Travelers.
Nice. Yeah, I watched that. I watched the rain delay. Yeah, it was great. And then watched 18 where Scotty Scheffler hit about a 8.5 footer to force it into this playoff.
That was a par putt. Yeah.
Yeah. So really, it was great and good for Hovland.
Yeah. So that's kind of a unique thing, and so they had the playoff this morning, and there you go. Yesterday also was a big birthday. Happy birthday, happy 66th birthday, John Elway.
11th play of this drive that started back at the Bronco 8. 3rd and 6, Elway shotgun. Elway scrambling, looking, running, diving inside the 5-yard line for a first down. Is he only 37? How important is this football game? How bad does John Elway want to win this football game? When you see that quarterbacks go down, not Elway.
That set up a first and goal, 17-17 game.
Right.
You guys punch it in. Rest is history.
How many June birthdays? Your June birthday, right?
Yep.
June
Stoke just
4th?
had his. Yep.
Then Stoke had his on the 23rd.
Yep.
Now Elway.
Yep.
How many big June birthdays do we have?
A lot of June birthdays. Former Bronco Nate Jackson. And I have the same birthday, June 4th. Yep.
June 4th.
Gemini twins.
Okay.
So, yeah. But we know it was. Is this just your way of saying that was your birthday that day? Because it was that day. During that moment.
I didn't even think about that.
That was your birthday.
That was. We did play that game on my birthday.
Yes, they did.
On my 32nd birthday.
Yes.
Super Bowl 32.
And what kind of history did you make that day?
That
will never be broken?
The only player ever to win his birthday, win a Super Bowl on his birthday where the age of the player and the number of the Super Bowl happen to be the same.
Good for you.
That'll never happen again.
And that record will never be broken again.
No. I'm the only person in history.
I suppose
history's a pretty long time.
History's a long time, and the fact that that is now yours.
Right.
That'll never be approached.
I mean, you see guys, hey, he won his birthday. He won on his birthday. I think Saquon won the Super Bowl on his birthday. Hey, congratulations, Saquon. Nice try, though. It wasn't, that was Super Bowl 59 or whatever. Right? So, good effort. Nicely done. There's been a few of us, Mike. There's been a few of us. But there can be only one.
So happy birthday to John Elway, and a chance to relive that moment. The NFL Network's Top 100 list, something to, I guess, look forward to. It always kind of spurs some pretty good debate, as these are voted on by the players. I don't know how many players take it seriously. I don't know how many players vote, but it has been done for several years, and it's all said and done. And you get down to the top 10 and top 5 and the top player, they tend to get it pretty much right. I would say. I mean, you don't like the fact that quarterbacks are included in this because they're not real football players.
Correct. I don't like that.
You don't like that, but unfortunately for you, they are included. So, how many Broncos do you think make the top 100 list? They are. They've started the list, and as of right now, they're down to 91, and no Broncos have shown up yet. So between 91 and the top. Okay. 90 in the top. The 90 more spots to fill here. How many Broncos do you think?
All right, let's
make
it. Let's look at the I think guys that are potential. I think offensively, Sutton.
Yep.
Waddle.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll include him.
Bolsey.
Okay.
And Powers on offense.
Powers doesn't make it.
Not Powers. I'm sorry. I meant Miners.
No Bo? Let me tell you something. I thought the same thing when I first thought about this list. I'm like, I wonder if Bo makes it. And then I saw who came in at number 98.
Who?
And if this guy comes in on the list, Bo Nix better freaking be on this list.
Who came in at 98?
Bryce Young.
Well, that changes things. Yeah, that changes things. Okay, then Bo.
Yeah,
Bo's got to be on there. All right, so offensively, we got Bo, Sutton, Waddle, Bolsey, and Miners.
So you got 5 guys.
5 guys. And then defensively, you got Zach Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Benito.
Yep. PS2. Does a Hufunga make it? Does a Riley Moss make it?
McMillan
make it?
I would think with Cooper.
Yep. So you got 8 guys right now?
8 guys right now.
8 of the final 90 are going to make this list, you think? I mean, I don't disagree with any of those, but
I would put Hufunga in there.
I would too.
And then if Cooper wasn't going what Cooper's going through right now, if he didn't, have this domestic violence charge and all that stuff,
I bet you the voting was already done before.
You're probably
all
right.
That came down.
You're probably right.
So does he make it? 10? 10 out of 90?
Whew. Probably not.
So who gets left out?
Does Sutton get left out?
Does what?
Sutton get left out? Let's look at the offense first.
Okay. I could see Sutton getting left out. I could see Bowles getting left out.
I don't think Bowles is going to get left out.
You don't think so? All right, hold that thought.
Yeah.
We'll debate that a little bit more. You can weigh in on the conversation as well. 303-713-1043. Denver Sports YouTube chat presented by Shop Honda. That coming up. Plus, Nick Benito, speaking of this top 100 list, responding over the weekend to something he hates about sports. And he's not alone. That's next.
The data freaks.
What is the one thing that can turn the Broncos defense into the best in the league?
Yeah, what is it?
If you want to say they're top 5 defense in the league, you're right. If you want to say they're top 3, you're right. Are they the best in the league? TBD. Because if you can get the turnovers, that's when this Vance Joseph defense takes the next step. They start getting takeaways, they're already frustrating to opponents. They're already suffocating to opponents. If you start taking the ball away, you want to talk about fear factor.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Has your doctor told you it's time to lose weight? Is your blood pressure up? Your cholesterol keeps climbing? Or you're already on medication and wondering, is this just my life now? Or been told you need a procedure or surgery, but you have to lose weight first? That's where most people get stuck. At Colorado Fat Loss, we help people lose 20 to 40 pounds naturally in about 60 days without injections, prepackaged meals, or extreme workouts. But more importantly, we help you keep it off so you're not stuck wondering what problem is next. Imagine lowering your blood pressure, improving your health, and taking pressure off your joints. Because if nothing changes, it's usually more medication or bigger problems down the road, especially if you have a family history of health issues or feeling the effects of getting older.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. I lost 30 pounds in just 7 weeks, and I've been able to keep the weight off, and I'm telling you what, I feel great.
Many clients lose 20 to 40 pounds in about 60 days. Schedule a free consultation. Call and take control of your health. Go to coloradofatloss.com. That's coloradofatloss.com. Results may vary.
AutoNation's July 4th sale means savings worth celebrating. Right now, drive new and used cars with zero down. Plus, make zero payments for 90 days. Thousands of vehicles. Thousands in savings. Put zero down. Make zero payments till fall on all your favorite new vehicles. Don't miss out. Save now through July 4th weekend only. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation. Less stress, more go. 90 days to first payment on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details. Expires 7/5/26.
All new drinks are now at McDonald's. With refreshers like the Strawberry Watermelon Refresher and the Mango Pineapple Refresher with popping boba. To crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry flavors and cold foam. Who knew ice cold drinks could be so fire? 6 all-new drinks are here. Now at McDonald's.
Refreshers contain caffeine.
Well, Lorenzo, the pitch looked good.
Yeah, so green.
USA keeper was decent enough.
Didn't have much to do.
99 minutes.
Not a single goal. Well, Bet365 sure came through, though. I bet $10 and got $150 in bonus bets, just for signing up.
At least someone scored.
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Colorado. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is GOAL, G-O-A-L. Text GOAL to 303-713-1043 right now for your chance to win a $250 gas card. That's GOAL to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from DenverSports 104.3 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
Listener appreciation.
Our RamosLaw.com texters always answer the bell.
Mentorship.
You can't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Yeah. And words of wisdom.
Don't let my confidence offend your insecurity.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Wrapping up our conversation here on the NFL Top 100 list that always creates some debate, some conversation. How many Broncos will show up on the NFL Top 100 list? They've already gone through the top 10, and no Broncos yet. Just to give you a frame of reference.
Give me the top 10. Could you have them?
I do.
All right.
I do.
I want to hear this top 10.
All right. Number 10 was Cam Jordan.
Okay.
Or number 100.
100.
99 was Quentin Nelson.
All right.
98, Bryce Young.
Ridiculous.
96.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Come on. What are we doing?
So if you're telling me Bryce Young makes this list, then where does he rank among all the quarterbacks that are going to show up on this list? I mean, he's at best. Where would you put him? At best, ranking him among all the quarterbacks.
Well, if you're talking about 32 starters, I'd put him at 32.
I'm not really arguing with you, but let's say he's 27th. I don't know. You're telling me 26 more quarterbacks are going to show up on this list?
Yeah,
wow.
That's insanity.
That is insanity. Ernest Jones, Seattle linebacker at 97.
Okay.
Travis Achan, don't call me ATN anymore, running back at 96. Demario Davis from the Jets at 95.
DeMario's like going into year 16. All right. But DeMario still plays. I mean, you know what he plays, Mike?
Downhill. Boom.
Plays downhill.
Boom.
All right.
Evans.
What do you know? Number 94, Kansas City Chiefs center, Creed Humphrey.
Creed.
He's a Chief, but I love that name. 93, Browns linebacker, Carson Schlesinger.
Kid was rookie defensive player of the year last year. The guy was all over the place.
92, Texans linebacker, Azeez Al-Shire.
Al-Shire. He should be higher.
He's from the Shire.
He should be. That just goes to show you that people just don't know.
Well, these are the players.
Right, but that dude should be higher.
91, Montez Sweat of the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
All right, so that brings us down to 91. There'll be more released later today.
Dude,
so,
Bryce Young being at 98.
So you're telling me how many at least 20 quarterbacks have to be on this list now? At least 20.
Stupid. You can't have him higher than 27.
Right.
Like if you look at well, this is, I know that we're going off track here, but if you look at, all right, where could you put him? You could put him above, you could argue he's above Kirk Cousins, okay, with the Raiders, or Mendoza, okay? That's it. So that's one. It's the only guy you could argue with. You're not putting him, are you putting him ahead of Cam Ward, Tennessee Titans? I can see you putting him ahead.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay. But nobody else in that division, right?
No.
Yeah, CJ, not Daniel Jones, and not Trevor Lawrence,
no.
right? Okay, so there's two. Pittsburgh, you're not putting them above Aaron Rodgers. Are you putting them above the guys in Cleveland?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Not Cincinnati, not Baltimore. All right.
And yes, I don't believe. Sorry, Dion.
Okay, and so that's three.
You don't believe?
Nope.
And you're not putting them. Are you putting them above anybody? Bills, no. Miami.
Who's their quarterback?
The kid from Green Bay.
Malik
Willis.
Yeah. I'll give him that one. I'll give him that one.
So
that's four.
That's four. Dallas, New York Giants, Philly, Washington.
Would I put him over Jackson Dart? I don't buy the Jackson Dart hype. Sorry.
All right. So
I'll put him ahead of Jackson Dart.
Five. All right,
yeah.
5. Chicago, Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota with Kyler Murray. I'd still put Kyler Murray above him, but
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Atlanta.
Tua or
Penix.
I think I'd take Bryce Young. So 6.
6. And then New Orleans, Tampa.
Tyler Shook.
Shuck. I would still take Shuck over him, but that's me personally. And then Cardinals, I don't know who their quarterback is.
All right, so 7.
7. That's it. So 7.
So what are we at, 25, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
there's going to be 25 other quarterbacks
of the
on
last
this top
90?
100.
Okay.
Give me a break.
Already this list
This
is
is
what?
This is already suspect.
You know what? This list is sus.
Totally sus.
4 Broncos made the list last year. Zach Allen at 90. He better be darn well higher than that.
He needs to be in top. He needs to be in the top 30.
I think that's fair. Bo Nix at 64, so I don't worry about Bo being on this list. Bo will be on this list.
He was on the list last year?
He was 64.
Oh, okay, he's on the list then.
How much higher does he move up or
Got
move
to
down?
with the AFC Championship.
I'm with you, but we'll see. Nick Benito at 38. He should be higher. Patrick Surtain at 10.
He'll be top 10.
I think with all these 4 guys should move a little higher. But then the question is who else gets in there. So we shall see.
All right.
We shall see. A lot of Nugget stuff over the weekend. Of course, you got Nikola Jokic with reports that he's not inclined to sign his 4-year, $278 million extension this offseason. Now, he could wait another year. It would be the second straight year that he's bypassed signing an extension. And for a guy who has been, really durable and would seem to be a pretty solid bet to be able to play a lot next year, he can wait another year and then sign a 5-year deal worth about $340 million with the Nuggets. So everyone is trying to read into this. Is this about him sending a message, and should we be worried about Nikola Jokic wanting to leave, or the Nuggets feeling that they have to trade Nikola Jokic, or is this just about, hey, I'm looking to maximize my earning potential? And yeah, $278 million is a lot of money. But guess what?
340's more?
340's more.
Yeah. I think, it's interesting because the Jokic experience has been interesting, right? Developed himself into the best player, not arguably, the best player on the planet. Everybody agreed. Won 3 MVPs, probably should have won 5. Could have, but won 3 MVPs, won championship. And you and I, plus a lot of other people, have said, hey, man, I get it's the Nuggets and 40 years of, wandering in the wilderness. But you look at Nikola Jokic right now, is this him saying, man, if I don't walk away from this game with at least one more championship, my legacy, what I've accomplished is going to be come into question. Like, how much do you think, all this, we talked about it, I don't want to be on parade. I want to go home. I want to da-da-da. And then it became, I love parade. And, and I just wonder how much as you start to get, closer to the end of your career than the beginning of your career, how much you start to think about the potential of, hey, man, am I going to go into these conversations of the top 50 all-time players, and if I want to get up into that top 10 or top 5, I got to have at least one more championship. Do you think he thinks about that?
I think he does. And I think he also looks at it this way, because for all the talk about, hey, just how committed is Jokic to basketball, you continue to hear it, see it. Jonas Valanciunas was, when he was here, he was on record recently as saying, I've never played with anybody who works harder. He plays 40 minutes, I play 10, and he's having the same post-game workout I'm having. So that, this is a guy who clearly works hard. Okay, look at the shape he's in right now.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a time where I thought, Jesus, is this guy going to be playing in the NBA when he's 35? I have no doubts about that. I think he enjoys the competition. You could tell when you watch him play the intelligence game, playing that chess game out there. You can tell he's so engaged when it comes to the small details that help you win basketball games. Add into that that he enjoys. I think he enjoys his teammates. I think he enjoys being around guys he likes and likes playing with, and I think he enjoys Denver. But if you're going to put in all that work, as you get older, you want to feel like you're playing for something.
Mm-hmm.
And if he looks around, he knows he's going to get his money from somebody. That's not an issue. Now it comes down to, look, am I in a position where I can win? I think you got to be careful. I don't think he is looking to leave. I don't think he is, and I don't think he's playing some game of basketball blackmail with the Nuggets. But I think you better be careful, because if you take him too much for granted and you start thinking about, hey, listen, we don't want to be a repeater team. We don't want to be a repeater tax team. So this is going to be a reset year. We're going to get way underneath the apron so that we're not going to be a tax team this upcoming season, and we're going to reset the clock. All this, BS NBA rule minutia that we see out there. If that's their plan, you're playing with fire, man. You are playing with fire, okay? And I'll say what I said last week. If Giannis can be moved, if I had told you 3-4 years ago that that things were gonna get so bad in Milwaukee that Giannis wanted out and that the Bucks felt they had no choice but to move him to start rebuilding, if it can happen with him, it can happen here.
Yeah,
so you better be careful.
And Giannis is one of those guys that's been on record saying, man, I don't want to play anywhere else. I want to be in Milwaukee. I mean, Giannis is Milwaukee. And so you're 100% right. I just think for Jokic, I think the shucks, nothing to see here.
Right.
Everything is good. I think there comes a time where you look at your career and you're like, hey, man, all these things have happened, and he's going to continue to play hard and do all the right things because that's who he is. That's the way he's wired. But I think you start listening and hearing, and there's a party that says, listen, man, if I'm going to make this thing, if I'm going to walk away and be a top 5 NBA player of all time, or at least have that opportunity to be in that conversation, we got to have another championship, and that's on the Nuggets. Are you guys going to do what it takes to create an opportunity for me to drive this team to another championship?
I'd like to look at, and really quick here, then we're going to move on to some other stuff, because looking at this whole thing about Jokic and is he sending a message or not, let's try to go at it a different way. Let's say things were good with the Nuggets. Let's say they didn't go out in the first round. Let's say I'm not saying they won an NBA championship, but let's say they made it to the NBA Finals. Let's say they went to the Western Conference Finals and put up a hard-fought battle and lost in 7 games. And you felt like, hey, man, they're still right there, right? Does Jokic sign the extension? Knowing everything that you know now about the financial parameters, that
Right.
he can wait another year and get another guaranteed year plus an obscene salary on top of what he's already would be making this year, would he still hold out? I think he might.
Yeah, I
don't want to say hold out. Hold out's a negative term, but you know what I mean. Would he just say, yeah, I'll pass it off another year. I'm going to bet on myself, and we'll do it a year from now. Get an extra year, 5 years, over $350 million?
Yeah, I think he would. I think he would pass by and say, hey, man, I think he's going to do that regardless.
All right. So is this then not about sending a message?
I think, Mike, that not to cop out, but I think it's a little bit of both. I think you definitely want to see what they're going to do, but I think he looks at this thing and he is fine with gambling on himself, and he looks at it like, man, I am like the way I train, the way I work, all the things that I do, that like I'm not concerned about getting hurt. And if I get hurt, guess what?
Yeah.
It's still going to be there.
What, am I going to be damaged goods around the
Right.
NBA?
Yeah.
No. Let's get to what's trending.
From sports and news to entertainment and downright debauchery, Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth presents What's Trending Right Now.
So Jaylen Brown, of course, subject of plenty of speculation and rumors about maybe a possible trade with the Nuggets, did not take kindly to Bobby Marks of ESPN saying that Jaylen Brown's trade value isn't that high around the league. To which Brown responded on social media, nobody's won more combined regular season and playoff games since I entered the league 10 years ago. Analytics nowadays used to discredit and control narratives roll the ball out. None of these guys better than me on both ends. Who does he work for? Nick Bonito actually came to Brown's defense by just retweeting and saying overly.
Still don't know what that means.
Well, some people said, well, he was like agreeing that Jaylen Brown is like overrated. I don't think Benito's going to do that. Too.
I just don't understand.
I think you just said overly. I agree. I agree like more than 100%.
Was that like my Twitter account? And I go back and read some of my tweets and go, "Oh, these voice to text tweets are killing me because they don't make any sense." Like, what could that word have been? Overrated? And it turned to overly?
No, he would have corrected it if that was the case. No, I think he was agreeing with Jaylen Brown.
I don't ever.
Well, here's why he was agreeing with Jaylen Brown, because he also reposted what oh my goodness, Hart, Knicks. I just totally brain cramped.
The kid Hart from the Knicks?
Josh Hart. Josh Hart, who just won the championship with the Knicks.
Uh-huh.
He went on recently an analytics rant, and Benito reposted that. So I think we can safely say that Nick Benito is not a fan of analytics, as is Jaylen Brown, and nor is
maybe he's trying to say analytics are overrated.
Nor is Josh Hart.
I just try to go out there and just play my game. I'm never a huge analytics guy. At a certain point, they're a lamppost or a drunk person. You can lean on them, but it won't get you home. So at a certain point, you got to have a good feel for the game.
That's a good line, man.
That's a great line.
Like a lamppost or a drunk.
To lean on.
You can lean on them, but then home. Yeah.
I like that.
I'm going to put that down in my book of wisdom.
I think you should. All right, here's some more.
Josh Hart original?
That is it. That sounds like it to me. I've never heard it before. Here's another one.
There's a lot of things that analytics don't show or don't take into account. I just always thought analytics for like geeky, unathletic white guys that wanted to be a part of the league but just couldn't make it playing basketball, so they decided to put math into the equation. That's always how
I could do without the reverse stereotype thing there, but he is right. He is right. I mean, you look at. Well, here's a funny story for me. This is how far analytics has gotten out of control. Okay. I follow the Red Sox. That was a team of my youth, right?
Uh-huh.
So last spring training, a lot of times you'll see this with franchises that have been around forever, that a lot of their great players will go down to spring training, and they'll just kind of serve as emeritus roles, kind of like a roving instructor, just to help out especially the minor leaguers. You have the star player come up from the past. And so Jim Rice is a baseball Hall of Famer. He's a baseball Hall of Famer and spent all his years with the Red Sox. Great player, great hitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame hitter. So he was looking to work with a couple of young prospects in the Red Sox minor league system.
Right.
He was waved off by two of these geeks that Josh Hart's talking about. Two guys who never played baseball. Never played baseball, but they're analytic guys, and apparently the Red Sox were teaching their young hitters how to hit in a more analytically driven model. And so when Jim Rice, a Hall of Famer, was trying to impart some wisdom, these two 20-year-old somethings told him to stop it.
Right.
Because that's not how we teach things
That's
around
not how
here.
we do things.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Just, absolutely stupid. And it's so funny because the whole analytics thing really started with Moneyball, right? In the A's.
Yes.
Back in the day. And they were like, that whole movie, if you watch the movie, they made it like Scott Hatterberg was the reason, because he walked so many times, that they were winning, 103 games or whatever it was. So they had Miguel Tejada, MVP shortstop, right? They had Eric Chavez, third baseman. David Justice was on that team. Well, he's pretty good. Jermaine Dye, Mark Ellis, Barry Zito, Tim Hudson, Mark Mulder, and Corey Lytle.
Yeah.
Out of the come on. Like, stop it. It wasn't because Hatterberg drew a bunch of walks. That's not what won you. You had not good players, you had great players. But we've created this narrative that through some analytics and some, walk ratio is what put us over the top.
I don't know. It's just it's out of control. And but yeah, it's Josh Hart's right. It's increasingly you see more and more sports, and especially in baseball, but more and more front offices are made up, more importantly, of guys who have law degrees than actually played the game.
The data freaks.
Oh yeah,
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
You would be shocked in baseball how many guys that can't get anybody out will survive. Guys that have 7-8 ERAs, but their spin rate is so good. Be like, oh, but his spin rate's so high. Makes it look like the ball rides, through the strike zone. And I don't know, last time I checked, it was about getting people out.
Yeah.
Can you get guys out?
I don't know. It's crazy. All right, here's some more on what is trending. Hunter Goodman, have yourself a Friday and a Saturday. At one point, what was it? 4 straight home runs.
Yeah, over the course of 2 games. Over the
course of 2 games. Here are the 3 on Saturday.
1 count to Hunter. Oh, God. In the air to left. Belted. Hasta la vista, baby. That one's gone.
I see we're doing movie quotes.
Okay, 451 last night. This is going to be real close, though.
107.7.
428, it says.
16th homer on the road this year?
Yes, and his 12th home run since May 26th.
As ball's ripped again. That's 3 straight at-bats.
That is the 24th homer of the year for Hunter Goodman. Puts the Rockies up 2-1. That's his 11th home run in June.
Just stop throwing him strikes. I mean, keep throwing him strikes.
This ball splattered to left.
You can't keep a good man down.
We couldn't even done that with Spilly's cheat code in the video game.
I couldn't do it in Williamsport.
Right.
Now.
401 feet. We're going to have to get 2 purple jackets, 1 for Hunter and 1 for everybody else. 3 home runs for Hunter Goodman.
Spilly on the play-by-play. Hunter Goodman, 25 jacks already.
It's amazing.
Wow. Here's my question.
Uh-huh.
Do they trade him?
Why? Yeah, why?
Because isn't that what the Rockies do?
Well, that's the old Rockies. The old Rockies would trade him, but not the new Rockies. We're building a future, right? We got good young players. He's hitting about 250, 250. What'd you say, 25 home runs?
The good news is he is like, I mean, this is why never get mad at a baseball player when he tries to maximize his worth in free agency, because it takes a while to get to free agency. He's on a 1-year contract with the Rockies this season. He's making $800,000.
Mm-hmm.
He's still pre-arbitration eligible. He remains under team control. He's not eligible for unrestricted free agency until 2030. So they better not trade him.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
A guy like that, you want to sign him. Say, hey, man, you want to wait till 2030, or do you want to sign a deal that's going to give you it's going to make you going to give you generational money.
A really aggressive, progressive front office, and maybe Paulie D and Josh Burns will get the chance to do this kind of stuff. But they would have done a deal with Hunter Goodman already. They would have got him locked up. They would have given him that security up front for giving up some free agent years on the back end. That would have been done by now. But the Dick Montfort way of doing business is still in play over there. It's a great deal right now, but at what point do you run the risk that Goodman is set to become a free agent, and then you're like, oh, what are we gonna do? We can't pay him. He's too expensive.
Yeah, well, it's not till 2030.
I know, but get ahead of these things.
Yeah, you should get. This one is one you should definitely get ahead of.
All right, that is what is trending. Coming up next, Mark will recap our youth football camp, which was a huge success. Happy birthday to number 7. And when it comes to Nikola Jokic reportedly not going to sign his big contract extension, is this about maximizing money, or is he sending a message to the Nuggets? And what would that message be? How can they satisfy Nikola Jokic? That's next.
The Blue Line is back. The Colorado Avalanche have re-signed defensemen Brett Kulak and Brent Burns. Kulak, the steady shutdown force who locked it down on the back end upon arrival from Pittsburgh last season. And the ageless Burns back for his 23rd season in the middle of an Ironman streak. Now with draft picks in hand and more cap space to play with, what's next as Joe Sakic tries to fill out the roster? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
When you've thrown over 4,000 innings like I have, you know joint pain isn't a maybe, it's a guarantee. For you, was it climbing ladders or too much heavy lifting? Hey, we're all in the same boat. But surgery, that was never my answer.
Baseball legend Roger Clemens knows there's a better way. That's QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No scalpels, no fake fixes, just real relief.
What I love about QC Kinetics, these are the most respected medical pros in the country that specialize in non-surgical therapies to get you moving again.
Don't mask the pain, fix it. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
I trusted QC Kinetics. You should too.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
All right, barbecue fans, Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law and 303 Law 4040 with something special for you that we're cooking up for the best free meal in all of Denver. Now, in addition to my delicious smoked pulled pork that we serve on nearly a monthly basis, and my copycat Chipotle chicken recipe that has a kiss of smoke and is fantastic, our friends over at Old Style Sausage, a local company that makes these sausages that are custom made for the smoker. Mike Daborski over there is going to give us some, so this summer they will join the menu at the best free meal in Denver. We're here to help. It's every first and third Thursday. You get free groceries, and a hot meal for the night. No questions asked. You just pull up and pop the trunk. It's every first and third Thursday, Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road, E Hills Church from 4 to 6 p.m. Help us spread the word.
Stream Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Able Builders. It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Bold takes.
I would put my fajitas up against any Mexican restaurant.
Active listening.
You weren't listening to a word I just said.
Plus, a little number crunching.
What's 12 minus 1? 12 minus 11. 1. This is why math confuses me.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, good Monday morning to you. Thanks for being with us. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Got Mark here. No Stoke, as Stoke is still fighting a pretty good sickness that he brought back with him from Mexico. He's getting better, but not quite ready to return. Hopefully this week. But no pressure. No pressure. Take your time. Get right. In the meantime, you more than picked up the slack for Stoke. Along with Philip Lindsay, the two of you picked up the Stokley list stack. Stack?
Stokley list slack.
Slack, right. You picked up the Stokley list slack at the youth football camp at Denver South on Saturday. How'd that go?
It was great. Denver South was awesome. The field was great. The coaching staff from Denver South is incredible. They do a great job. And I think the kids had a lot of fun. A big turnout. I don't know. I got to imagine. I don't know how many kids there were, but I got to imagine it's like when you broke it up into categories, you go, hey, age groups, they broke it up into age groups. There had to be 20, 25 kids in each age group. So
awesome.
So it had to be about 100 kids there.
Great.
It was
fantastic.
And a lot of there's probably 7, 8 girls that came into camp that did a phenomenal job. And it's cool to see them, working on their skill set. And, flag football has become a big thing across the nation. There's a big program there. So I just think it was an awesome event. Phil was great. The whole staff of 104.3 The Fan was there doing their thing. Joey was there. Drew was there. A lot of people there doing great things. Amanda was, in charge of everything. So it was a really cool event. It was great.
Did Richie come back for it? Rooftop Richie.
It
seems like the event he would come back for. He'd leave Sacramento where he's the program director
Only
now.
if it was on a truly grass field where we needed somebody to mow. Richie would
True.
come in.
True.
Richie would come in,
Yes.
got the field all straightened up.
Yes, we need some groundskeeping done beforehand, some brush to be cleared.
Right.
He would have been there. So, well, good. The great turnout. Glad it went so well. Third annual. We look forward to doing it again next year. Yesterday was a birthday. Somebody kind of important on the Denver sports scene. Maybe you've heard of this guy, John Elway.
11th play of this drive that started back at the Bronco 8. 3rd and 6, Elway shotgun. Elway scrambling, looking, running, diving inside the 5-yard line for a first down. Is he only 37? How important is this football game? How bad does John Elway want to win this football game? When you see that quarterbacks go down, not Elway.
All right, I'm going to geek out here as just a fan. Okay, I'm going to geek out a little bit. Okay. Don't give me your standard. Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. But there was a timeout after that play. There was a timeout. Set up a 1st and goal. There was a timeout.
Yeah.
They went to a commercial.
Okay.
I'm just kind of curious. What was the conversation in the huddle after that momentous of a play?
No,
Nothing. You didn't sense sense the huddle was energized after you just seen him take off.
Not like if they had just given Elway a new contract right then. I mean, it wouldn't have been the contract bump, but no. I mean, I think when the play happened, there was like when you saw him scramble and dive and get hit and do the helicopter thing. That was energizing. There's no question. Just like the fans, you're like, whoa. That was awesome. And then you run it over there to make sure I hope
he's okay.
I hope his head didn't fall off. He's old, and so that part was exciting. But I like just that at the moment, in the moment was exhilarating. And you're like first down. Heck yeah,
yeah.
Maybe with a little stronger than heck language.
Sure.
But then you go back into the huddle, man. You still have a job. Like, you got a job to do, So you're like, okay, what's the play? And let's roll. I don't remember what the next couple of plays were after that. I don't
have the play-by-play handy. No, I'll look it up here, but because the way the play unfolded, and I know you always like to joke about how you whiffed on a block, and that was disabused when we had Mike Shanahan on several years ago, and he's like, "Oh no, Mark made a very smart play." And I looked over at you and you winked at me, like
John actually
believes
the
roost is up,
Yeah, I've heard. I had John on, back in the day when I was on ESPN doing Mike and Mike in the morning, and John relaying that I missed my block that forced him out. Like, it's become, like
part of legend,
urban legend, yeah.
But fine. So you called a change at the line of scrimmage with you and Gary Zimmerman. And so your job was to let the pass rusher. You just kind of moved him and kind of pushed him out to the left, and Elway took off in through that alley.
No, he went around the right hand side of the formation, but we just had I knew there was a game coming. I could tell just by the way they were lined up and what they were doing. So I just let it kind of happen. I just called man, and I took my guy and. Basically, when you do that, when you call a man in that situation, because I think it was a 3-step drop, and again, like I said, I could tell there was a game coming on. Then you're just saying to the tackle, you're saying, hey man, you take your guy 1-on-1. We're away from the turn. We're turning the opposite way, so it was probably a 3-jet. And I was like, all right, you take your guy, I'm going to take my guy, and I'm gonna make sure that I capture the line of scrimmage so he can't pick me. And so that's what I did. And so Gary's guy Zimmerman's guy came underneath me, and I skated out over the top, blocking my guy, whoever it was, whether it was Santana Dotson or whether it was Gilbert Brown. I don't really remember. But that's how you make that call, or how I made that call. So anyhow, and then John, I just don't think anybody was open. So, that was one of those always or nevers that you're like, hey, man, they always line up in this situation. And you're like, okay, great. And then they didn't, and so the play that John wanted or the play that Mike wanted, thought we were going to get, wasn't there. And so then it was just improvised, man. It's not there. Let's go. So that's kind of how that went down.
So, yeah, 17-17. By the way, you were wondering about the plays after that. So, next play, TD, 3-yard run.
Mm-hmm.
And then
second goal from the 3.
That got you down to the 1.
Okay.
And then TD 1 yard for the touchdown. So,
there you go.
2 runs, touchdown. You went up 24-17.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was 24-24. And then TD again. 1 yard run. 31-24.
All right.
Rest is history. So, happy 66th birthday to John Elway. Lot of Nugget news over the weekend. All kinds of speculation, rumors, reports with the air quotes. Let's start with the big one. The report that Nikola Jokic thinking about not signing his 4-year, $278 million contract extension that he's eligible to sign. Last year, it was a 3-year, $206 million contract extension that he did not sign. This would be the second straight year that he would not sign it. Now, to put the full context in, if he waits another year, the extension will still be there for him to sign, and it'll be a 5-year deal, potential 5-year deal, worth well over close to $350 million. So for all the folks who are speculating that, Nikola Jokic isn't happy and Nikola Jokic is sending a message, one of those is James Marilat. He'll be joining us coming up at 8:45. Do you think that's what's at play here? That he's sending a message and he's threatening to not sign and not commit to a long-term future with the Nuggets as some sort of blackmail.
No, I think he's looking at this like, hey man, I've got an opportunity to maximize my deal and go out with a max deal, and then, if I play out that 5 years, I just slide into Serbia and never heard from again. But I do think there's a point also that you're looking at saying, hey man, I'm going to maximize this deal, but I'm also going to watch the Nuggets and see what we do, and see if this is the place I'm going to be long term, because we obviously, and he said it, we weren't good enough. We got beat by a better team. And if you're saying that about Minnesota beating you, well, then what are you saying about the Thunder? What are you saying about San Antonio? San Antonio is only going to get better. They're young, they're athletic, they're physical, and they've got, a freak show of all freak shows in Wimpy. So I think it's a little bit of both, honestly, Mike. I think he's like, I want to see what we do as an organization, because I like to end my career, even if I make, even if I sign this 5-year, $350 million, make it $70 million a year to play basketball. $70 million a year to play hoops. It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. But you think about that, you're saying, hey man, like, even if I maximize this deal, if I retire with one championship, and if I retire with 3 MVPs and 1 championship, my legacy isn't what I want it to be. And I do, like, there was a time where I don't think Jokic thought about that stuff, but I do think as you get older, you think about that stuff.
But in order for a message, if he is looking to deliver a message, in order for that message to be delivered, the Cronkies got to believe that there is a legitimate chance that he doesn't sign a contract extension, goes into free agency, and then who knows, leaves. I mean, and none of that makes any kind of sense financially, because the Nuggets can offer him far more money,
like $100 million,
like almost
more.
$100 million more,
right,
than anybody else can in free agency.
Correct.
So if you and I are both sitting here, and it makes a lot of sense that, hey, listen, before we start pushing the panic button that Nikola Jokic is unhappy, you got to bring in the fact that he can make a lot more money with another guaranteed year if he waits another year.
Right,
so in order for the Cronkies to believe that there's a legitimate, bluff here being played, okay? Where's the motivation?
Right.
Where's the pressure for the Cronkies to, we got to go give Nikola Jokic what he wants this offseason, otherwise he'll walk on us. Well, when everybody here, you and I and everyone else, are like, come on, what's the likelihood of him walking away from that kind of money?
Well, I think the likelihood is that Nikola, if he really is thinking about legacy and really is thinking about another championship, really is thinking about the MVPs, the money's not going to matter. That guy's already made so much money. Like, another $100 million is not going to, like, that's like changing the couch cushions when you think about the deals that he's able to sign. And so if you truly believe that there's a combination of this attitude of, man, I just like, I never thought I'd get to this point. I love this. I love being, I love playing the game. I love all those things, but I never really did it for money. I did it to be the best. And now I am considered the best on the planet, and I want another championship. I want my legacy to be different. And if you don't think the Nuggets are doing what it takes to get that done, is it worth long-term? Is it worth an extra $100 million not to be able to achieve that? Or is it worth foregoing that $100 million when you've already made $500 billion? Is it worth saying that $100 million doesn't matter to me? What matters to me long-term, and what matters to me more overall, is another potential MVP, another championship, and to be on that. When you have that legitimate conversation with Bill Russell, when you have that conversation, with Akeem Olajuwon, with Shaq, when you have that conversation with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you have that conversation, do you fit into that conversation? Are you at the, as we always joke around, are you at the little kids' table at Thanksgiving? So, like, I would ask you, Mike, what do you think is more important to him, $100 million or another championship? And I would argue the way he plays the game, another championship's more valuable to him than $100 million.
$100 million?
Well, again,
$100 million.
Again, you can't think of it like you don't have. He's already gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already made. What has he already made? What's he made so far? $400 million?
Let's say a nice tidy $400 million.
$400 million bucks.
Yeah.
So, what's more valuable to him in the long run? You're still going to make. You're still going to make. You're not going to make $340, but you're going to make close to $300 or
about $280.
About $280
if he does this extension.
Okay. So, what's more? Okay. So let's say it's $340, $280, right? So it's
another $60 million.
$60 million. It's 1 year for him. That's a 1 year deal. What's more valuable? Winning another championship, tacking that onto your legacy, having another shot at an MVP, or $60 million bucks?
Or one guaranteed year at $60 million. Well, I guess my follow-up question would then be, if he is holding out because he wants something different. He wants something to change. Remember, this is a guy who just came out last week when he was working out with Team Serbia and said, my team, the Nuggets, we lost in the first round, and when you lose in the first round and you get beaten in best of 7, you're not the better team.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't talk about injuries. He didn't blame injuries or anything like that. So if Nikola Jokic wants change to satisfy him, what does that change look like, do you think? Is it signing Peyton Watson, bringing everybody back that he likes, that he's played with over the last several years, won a championship with, and he's putting the challenge out there to the Cronkies? Don't be afraid to go into the second apron. You just got named the number 1 sports empire in the entire world. Your sports holdings are over $26 billion.
Right.
All right, so what? You have to pay a $240 million luxury tax bill. So what?
Who cares?
All right. Is it that? Or is it, hey, I recognize that what we have built over the last several years has run its course, and it is time to shift and be willing to be overly aggressive with breaking up and changing the look of this team and this roster. What do you think it is?
I think it's the latter of the two. I think when you come out and say, hey, man, we just weren't good enough. We got beat by Minnesota. We're not good enough. And then you look at OKC and you look at San Antonio and what they're doing. I don't think that anybody would actually go, you know what? If we just run it back, we're so close. And we just have some good fortune and health. Like, we're the better team. Now, like, that may all be true. If you run it back and you're healthy and everybody else is injured, maybe you win another championship. But is that, in all likelihood, is that the best scenario for you as an organization to win a championship? Or is it, let's get some fresh blood, let's get some new guys, let's get more athletic, let's have another guy that is a, from a leadership standpoint, is a guy that people embrace and has won championships before. Do you go that way? Do you say, hey, man, Jaylen Brown gives us an extra kind of quote-unquote dog?
Yeah.
They can play on the defensive end of the court. They can create his own shot. They can do whatever. And that doesn't need to have 40 to feel like he's a part of it.
What about the idea that, come on, Cronkies, you're rich beyond belief. You've got the money. Writing a $240 million tax bill is nothing when you consider what you guys are worth. It's easy for us to spend their money.
Correct.
Right? And it's easy for us to say, come on, you can afford it.
Right.
Maximize Jokic's window. Come on, you can afford it. But is that unfair just because they're worth it, just because they have the money? I mean, they have certain business principles that they've adhered to, that they've stuck by as they've built this empire. Who are we to tell them, come on, you got the money.
Right.
Spend it.
If you're Josh Kroenke, if you're like the Kroenke group, do you really think getting into with the team as it is currently constructed, that playing it all back and bringing everybody back and getting into that second apron, do you think that makes you better than San Antonio, or do you think it makes you better than OKC?
I don't think they do. But what if they did think that? What if they looked at it and
I
said,
think
what if they took almost like a Joe Sakic approach? We had one bad week.
Okay.
And,
I think if they thought that way, Mike, they might be willing to get into that second apron. But I don't think they think that way. I think they look at this roster and say, hey, you know what? We're not as good as San Antonio, especially with the emergence of what Wemby did this year. We're not as good as OKC. The depth that they can run at us with all the different guys and the athleticism that they have. And so I think you'd look at that if you're honest with yourself, if you're being an honest businessman. If we really thought that we could compete with those two teams in the long haul, we'd be willing to dip into the second apron. We'd be willing to pay the luxury tax. But if you don't feel that you're good enough to run it back that way, then why would you get into that?
James Marilat will join us coming up in about 25 minutes. The other bit of Nugget news that came out over the course of, late last night was a report that the Nuggets are not only looking to bring in a veteran former NBA head coach as a lead assistant to David Adelman, but they've already interviewed former Memphis and Sacramento head coach Dave Yeager for that possible role. Listen, this is a move that I would have highly endorsed and highly applauded a year ago. When he got bumped up to the head coaching chair, showed pretty well in that playoff loss to Oklahoma City, but then coming back to coach a full season, hey, let's put a seasoned, assistant next to you as you go through the rigors of coaching in the NBA for a first full season. You didn't. And now you're doing it now?
Mm-hmm.
What does that tell you? This can't be if I'm David Adelman, I am not looking at this as any sort of some vote of confidence.
No.
I mean, I'm looking potentially over my shoulder at a guy who, if we don't come out of the gates the right way, he's taking my job by the All-Star break.
Yeah, that part is interesting. That is not it's not a big vote of confidence. And then you get how you get coaches that get the dreaded vote of confidence and eventually will get fired from it. That's what this it feels a little bit like that. Hey man, we just want to give you an assistant. We want to give you a guy that you can bounce things off that maybe you haven't had that opportunity to do in the past. And all that can sound good at the beginning, but have a couple of bad decisions. Have a couple of things that don't go your way. Have some rumblings within the locker room about you just as a coach. And, have a 2-week span in November or December when things aren't going your way and you just don't look like you've got any kind of discernible rhythm, and see what kind of conversations are coming out of the Nuggets, organization, and what kind of comments are swirling around the Nuggets organization from guys like us.
We got another keyword contest going on. This one's definitely beneficial for a lot of folks. With high gas prices being the way they are, you'd love to take a summer road trip, but maybe it's going to be difficult to take that trip. We want to help. Enter for your chance to win a weekly $250 gas card and a possible grand prize of $1,000. All you have to do is listen for the keyword every hour. Text it to 303-713-1043 before that hour ends. More keywords you enter, the more chances you have to win. For complete rules, visit DenverSports.com/keyword. Up next, Mark's reaction to the Avs bringing back two guys from a part of the team that Mark was most critical of following the loss to the VGK. That's next.
14 wins wasn't enough. A number 1 seed wasn't enough. So what'll it take for Bo Nix to become the most valuable player in the league?
If Bo is throwing for an extra 15 to 20 touchdowns and has an extra 1,500 yards on his resume, that's an MVP conversation for Bo Nix. That's what that leads to.
Yeah.
Because the team, we both say they're not going to win 14 games, but if you're winning 10, 11, 12, and you're fighting for the AFC West, and you're still in contention for the number 1 seed in the AFC, and you have that kind of numbers and QB next to your name, that's default MVP conversation.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain, worried about needing surgery. How about taking all those habit-forming medications? Well, my guys at Spine One specialize in treatments that offer alternatives to major surgery, long-term medication, and here's the best news. You can do what I did. Start your journey toward pain-free today. That's right. Same-day appointments. They're a phone call away, 303-367-2225, 303-367-BACK. Spine was a completed medical center for spine care. They've got exams, MRIs, physical therapy, treatment options, all in one facility. And their board-certified physician is going to educate you on what's going on, give you all the options, the treatment options for both nagging and debilitating pain. Guys, they changed my life, suffered with debilitating pain, a couple of short visits to my guys at Spine One. I was doing things that I had checked out of. I had checked out of playing golf or, going to the gym, sleeping through the night. I couldn't get that done. A couple short visits to my guys at Spine One. I was back on the golf course, back in the gym, sleeping through the night. I'm telling you what, changed my life. Could do it for you too. Call them. 303-367-2225. Start your journey today, 303-367-BACK, or find them online at spine1.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Most families get their financial advice in pieces. A financial advisor here, a CPA there, an estate attorney somewhere else. Everyone means well, but nobody's talking to each other, and those gaps can work against you. Trajan Wealth's family office brings wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning together, not as separate conversations, but as one coordinated system built around your life, your goals, and the people who matter most. Ours is a true family office, not one that refers you out because it's convenient. This kind of dedicated collaboration used to require a 7-figure net worth, but here's the game changer. Trajan kicked that door open. Trajan advisors are fiduciaries, always obligated, always honored to act in your best interest. Unlock your Trajan family office at TrajanWealth.com or call 1-855-TRAJAN-1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax.
All new drinks are now at McDonald's, with refreshers like the Strawberry Watermelon Refresher and the Mango Pineapple Refresher with popping boba, to crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry flavors and cold foam. Who knew ice-cold drinks could be so fire? 6 all-new drinks are here, now at McDonald's.
Refreshers contain caffeine.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Biondino Law Firm.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is Diamond, D-I-A-M-O-N-D. Text Diamond to 303-713-1043 right now for your chance to win a $250 gas card. That's Diamond to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from DenverSports 104.3 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
Music history.
I've now baptized you in the glory of Led Zeppelin.
Brutal honesty.
Today's just been a bad day for you, Mike. I don't know how else to put it.
And some questionable taste.
I do not heat up leftovers.
Oh, my
I only eat
God.
leftovers cold.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
James Merilatt set to join us coming up in about 15 minutes. Stoke still off today, still recovering from that sickness that he brought back with him from Mexico. Wish him the best, and we'll hopefully get him back at some point this week. But, hey, no rush. Get better. Want you 100% when you get back. Get to James Merilatt coming up here in a little bit, but some Avalanche news. First of all, it was pretty shocking to see that Jack Drury, who the Avalanche traded for a couple of former first-round picks in Nashville, fourth-line type guys that you're hoping can blossom here, that as an impending restricted free agent, the idea was he was going to get about $3.5 million per year. He signs a deal with Nashville, thanks Chris McFarland, where he's getting like $4.5 million.
It's nice to have somebody that's on your side.
Right? Well, here's my question. Is this just a one-off? Is this just a unique situation where, hey, maybe Nashville's got some money to spend, McFarland looking to make sure he, helps, build something new in Nashville, and he thinks that Drury can be a big part of it. Did he overpay for Drury for those reasons, or is this a sign of where the free agent market is going? Because if a guy like Drury is getting $1 million more per year than was anticipated, with the salary cap going up in the NHL, are we getting set for free agency to go nuclear in the NHL? And if that's the case, for an Avalanche team that has some cap space, they increased their cap space with the Val Nichushkin trade, but will they have enough cap space in a free agent market that might be set to go nuclear to make the kind of improvements, tweaks that are necessary to go win a cup next year?
Well, I think there's also a factor that you're not putting in there that you didn't think about.
What's that?
Was if you come to the Avalanche, you've got a legitimate chance to play on what was the best hockey team in the land last year. So are you willing to give the Avalanche discount because you've got a legitimate shot at a Stanley Cup? And so I think there will be those guys as well. Maybe they're a little bit older veterans that provide some leadership and are still really good players that would take a little bit less money to chase a cup dream. Burns. Burns is obviously he's got that Iron Man streak going, and that it's incredible. But come on, Burns wants to end with a cup. You think if the Avalanche would have ended this season with the Stanley Cup, that Burns would retire? Or I think he would have come back for another year.
I think he would have come back because of the Iron Man streak.
Because of the streak?
Yeah.
But you could definitely see him. You have to think about it, right? You definitely could see him saying, you know what? Man, I had this unbelievable career. I'm 41 years old. I never missed a game. Yep. And now I'm a Stanley Cup champion?
And considering the year he had, which I thought he was
good.
I thought he was, never mind the best bargain acquisition for the Avs. He was easily one of the top 5 bargain acquisitions across the NHL for what he delivered for what you were paying. So I would think that there would have been other contending teams that would have been interested in him. So, yeah, the fact that he wanted to stay here is an endorsement of what the Avs are doing.
I think the Drury thing is more perfect storm. Going to Nashville, McFarland's got to make a splash. Makes a splash with his old team. Gets rid of some guys that were potential guys who maybe haven't done a whole lot with what you thought you had in the draft, and so I think it's probably more a one-off thing than it is. But yeah, listen. Every time the cap goes up in the NFL, what do we see?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to spend it, and people giving dudes that really aren't all that. They giving dudes like contracts that you're just like, wow, what? Like that's a ridiculous amount of money.
I hope you're right about the idea of guys willing to take hometown discounts to come here. But then again, for the reasons that you just talked about, why the Avalanche would be looking at particular guys, older, good resume, still have a little bit left in the tank.
Yeah.
Bring good leadership, all that kind of stuff. I mean, there'll be other contenders that'll be interested in those kind of players as well. And then if you have enough, then does it become about money? So, I mean, we'll see. Free agency starts July 1st here in the NHL, so it's just a couple of days away. We'll see what happens there.
I wonder what it's like, though, what it's like when Joe Sakic calls versus some other, no-name GM.
Mm-hmm.
When Sakic calls, man, hey, man,
Yeah,
that's
you're gonna
it's
listen.
like when Elway was
We do not
here.
speak his name.
When you get those guys calling, that's pretty special with the history.
Yeah. Put it this way: if there's a player like Tarasenko's out there, right? Let's say he's gonna be a free agent now. If the Avalanche are on that list of teams calling, you are going to listen. You're going to tell your agent, really listen to the Colorado offer. I want to really explore that offer.
Correct.
And then compare it to everything else.
Yeah.
So we shall see. In the meantime, I am kind of curious because you were very vocal, rightly so, about after the Avalanche got eliminated, got the reverse sweep there. Not the reverse sweep, just got swept. You were very critical of the defenseman, and that this is a pattern that we've seen over the last few years, where when the Avalanche do lose in the playoffs, one of the symptoms of that loss is a defense core that gets pushed around, leaned on, beat up a little bit. And they chose to bring back two of those guys in Brett Kulak and Brent Burns.
Right.
You agree with those moves?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, like you said, Burns was great. Burns is 6'5", 230. I mean, he's a big dude, right? But I just think it's the overall makeup of the team. It's not just defensemen, because you're going to have to play some defense. You're going to have to get back there, and especially with the way teams, the way teams dumped it into the offensive zone and then just went to work on the boards. And I thought it wore us down over time. Wore the Avalanche down, and I think 3 series of teams kind of playing that way wore us down. So it's not just on the blue line, it's the whole team. And so anyhow, I just think that's we talked about playoff hockey's different than regular season hockey, and I think that's what we experienced. And so I don't mind those guys bringing those guys back because they're really good players, but I still think there is some just overall size and. And if we're going to get caught up in the playoff forechecking game, we got to be able to answer that.
Yeah, and I saw some criticism of the Brent Burns deal, mostly positive reviews to Kulak, which, look, the guy's just a steady defenseman who will pop in the occasional big goal, as he showed during the playoffs with an overtime winner. For what they got him for 4 years, $4 million plus, I mean, that's a bargain. So that's a good deal. I don't really quite understand the criticism of the Burns deal, because you're getting a guy for the second straight year at the league minimum.
Right.
League minimum. And he totally outplayed his contract last year to the point where I think he earned at least $2-3 million in incentives. So, you're bringing him back with the understanding that, hey, maybe we get that kind of lightning in a bottle 2 years in a row. And if we don't, it's 1 year. Again, another veteran minimum deal.
Sure.
You're not bringing him back with the idea that you're asking and expecting big things of him, and you're going to be really disappointed if he doesn't deliver.
Yeah.
There's really a no real risk to this kind of a deal.
Yeah, league minimum too. If he doesn't perform, then he's not earning any of the bonuses.
No.
So that one makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Of course I do feel like there was a rallying around, if you will, of Burns. Like, guys wanted to see Burns, end his career with a cup. But he certainly feels like one of those guys that everybody loves having around.
Yeah, I also want to push back on something I saw over the weekend, the idea that the Avs are just trying to reap the PR benefits of him breaking the Ironman record. He needs 58 straight next year to break the record of Phil Kessel. That they're just trying to, get that as a boost, that he does it in an Avalanche sweater.
Right.
Again, we're talking about Joe Sakic here. You think Joe Sakic gets caught up in that kind of, those trappings? No. I don't think so.
Jersey.
Sweater.
Jersey.
Sweater. James Marilath thinks it's a sweater. Maybe it's the only thing we agree on. He'll join us coming up next.
What is the one thing that can turn the Broncos defense into the best in the league?
Yeah, what is it?
If you want to say they're top 5 defense in the league, you're right. If you want to say they're top 3, you're right. Are they the best in the league? TBD. Because if you can get the turnovers, that's when this Vance Joseph defense takes the next step. They start getting takeaways, they're already frustrating to opponents. They're already suffocating to opponents. If you start taking the ball away, you want to talk about fear factor.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
One big weekend of yard work, and I feel it. Back is tight, knees a little stiff. Lucky for me, the discomfort goes away, but for a lot of you, it doesn't. QC Kinetics helps people find lasting relief for that chronic joint pain in your knees, hips, back, and shoulders. Even better, it's done all naturally. No drugs, steroids, or surgery. QC Kinetics uses regenerative treatments using your own body's healing properties applied directly to that aching joint, renewing and restoring that joint to the point that you enjoy lasting relief. I've worked with QC Kinetics for several years now. Not only am I sending this message directly to you if you're dealing with joint pain, I'm also sending it to you if you know someone who's living in pain. You see it. You see what they don't say, what they've slowly stopped doing. You see them sitting on the bench instead of being out there living life. So schedule your free consultation. Call 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986 with offices in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and Colorado Springs. It's QC Kinetics.
Over his Hall of Fame career, Terrell Davis racked up impressive numbers. 65 touchdowns, 2 championships, almost 8,000 rushing.
That's why I bank at Colorado Credit Union.
That's a weird segue.
Colorado Credit Union treats me like a person, not a number.
With personal service, great rates, and smart financial advice.
And those are just 3 great perks.
We can stop with the numbers now.
You don't have to be a legend to bank like one at Colorado Credit Union. Visit ccu.org. Terms and restrictions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here from my friends at the Low T Center. Getting older, well, that's part of life. Feeling exhausted all the time doesn't have to be. If your energy is down, sex drive isn't what it used to be. Hey, your workouts feel harder, your focus is off, you just don't feel like yourself anymore. It's time to head on over to Low T Center, guys. And about 1 in 4 men over 40 have low testosterone. For many men, symptoms happen so gradually you don't even notice. You assume it's stress or work or lack of sleep or just part of aging. At Low T Center, they use everything at their disposal. The lab work, the symptoms, the health history, personal goals to create treatment plans tailored to each patient because no 2 men are exactly alike. Guys, I'm telling you, they're going to help you get to feeling your best, and most insurance providers are accepted, guys, and they have free testosterone tests on top of it. So don't hesitate any longer. Get your life back. Make sure you feel at your best. Make sure your gym workouts are working out. Go to fixmylowt.com to book an appointment online. That's fixmylowt.com.
Water is essential to life.
Humans are 60% water.
Water carved the Grand Canyon and it pummels boulders into sand.
But a little water leak in your roof can cause mold and deterioration of your home.
Let Denver Roof Pros stay on top of your roof with our preventative roof service plans to prolong your roof's life and protect your home and the people you love.
Check it out at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Rob Biandino here at BeatTheDA.com. My law firm's doing a ton of divorce cases these days, and the bottom line is I've seen a lot of controlling spouses. They try to control and threaten you with calling the police. They threaten you with taking the kids. But the worst ones are to control the money. The ones who control the money, we got to get to the bottom of. We got the investigators. We got the forensic guys. We got the experts, the bank guys. They can go find and track whatever's hidden. At the end of the day, hit me up at BeatTheDA.com or 720-706-5151.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. And when it comes to your internet, you want the most intelligent, and that's what they provide. The most intelligent Wi-Fi that can hunt down and fix problems. Reliability, well, you want the most reliable Wi-Fi for streaming, gaming, working from home, and coverage that goes wall to wall in your home. How about security? Wi-Fi that's security blanket for your network and reliability. Fiber-powered network with 99.99% reliability. reliability, built for speed so you can run multiple devices at once, and Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home tie and work together. Consistency, you can lock in 5 years of predictability. 5 years, the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi with our best equipment. Plus, you can get online with minutes, same-day Wi-Fi. Hey man, that's the price lock guarantee. 5 years, same price, no contracts, no commitments. It's all included. Everything you need, including the data and equipment, the most reliable Wi-Fi. That's Xfinity, guys. Imagine that.
AutoNation's July 4th sale means savings worth celebrating. Right now, drive new and used cars with zero down. Plus, make zero payments for 90 days. Thousands of vehicles, thousands in savings. Put zero down. Make zero payments till fall on all your favorite new vehicles. Don't miss out. Save now through July 4th weekend only. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation. Less stress, more go. 90 days to first payment on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details. Expires 7/5/26.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan brought to you by Weichert Realtors.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
I want it all.
Relentless mind games.
Are you trying to get me in an oh really right now?
Total accountability.
You're always throwing your teammates under the bus. That's just what you do.
And a sprinkle of advanced analytics.
The Boo rating, BOO, which is balls over opponent.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
No Stoke as he is continuing to recuperate after bringing home a pretty good sickness from Mexico. So we press on without him. Mark's here, and James Marilat is here, as he is each and every Monday at this time. Took a little bit of hiatus last week for family vacation, but you're back. And, what are we going to talk about? What do you make of Nikola Jokic reportedly being hesitant to sign that 4-year, $278 million contract extension that he's eligible for?
Well, I think he's just waiting and going to take the 5-year, $330 million deal or whatever it is. I think it's just that. That's my thought. But the Nuggets need to find out if that's the case or not, because you can't possibly let him become an unrestricted free agent and run the risk of losing him. I was in this town when Dikembe Mutombo left and signed with the Hawks for absolutely nothing in return, and it set the Nuggets back maybe not quite a decade, but pretty close, until they drafted Carmelo Anthony. That the franchise just went down a spiral. I don't want to trade Nikola Jokic necessarily, but if you think there's a chance he may not re-sign here, I think you have to explore that option and look at all the possibilities and see what you can get. You also have to make a decision as an organization. Hey, are we all in? Because we have Jokic. We're all in. We're pushing the chips. We'll pay whatever apron, whatever tax we're trying to win in this window. Or are you in rebuild mode? If you're in rebuild mode because you don't think you can catch the Spurs and or the Thunder, then you got to look at trading Jokic because he's your best asset. He's your Herschel Walker. So that sounds like a crazy notion, but you have to maximize that player, and you either do it by surrounding him with the best team you possibly can or by getting the most in return for him.
What'd you make of the Nuggets exploring hiring another head coach to be on Adelman's staff to kind of help Adelman out? Is it a signal that maybe they chose the wrong guy or they don't have a lot of faith in David Adelman?
It's certainly not encouraging. I don't think it's a bad move. If that's your head coach and you think he needs some, veteran wisdom on the staff, that's what you do. We've seen it with other first-time head coaches in the NFL, and they hire a DC or an OC that had been a head coach, so they've got somebody in the building that knows how to deal with all the things that have that come along with being the head coach that have nothing to do with X's and O's. That's not probably a terrible idea, right? You look back, Josh McDaniels is a prime example. He had Mike Nolan as his DC first year. Okay, smart move. Mike Nolan had been the head coach of the 49ers. That's where you want to go. Then he runs Mike Nolan out, and everybody on that staff in year 2 that was the highest position they'd ever had as a coach. So all the coordinators, first-time coordinators, head coach, first-time coach, head coach. And there was like no adult in the room, nobody to say, hey, wait, let's not go down this path. And we saw the disastrous results. So I don't think it's a bad idea. But, yes, it does make you think, well, then why didn't you just hire a veteran head coach? That seems like that would have made a heck of a lot more sense.
Yeah, or do this kind of thing last year.
Right.
Say, hey, listen, we threw you in a tough position. We moved on from Malone right before the playoffs. You actually did a pretty good job. But as you get set for the long haul of your first season, let's give you a veteran coach to aid you along the way. The fact that you let him go through a full season and now you say, hey, maybe you could use that help, not a ringing endorsement. I want to go back to Jokic. If this is him saying, hey, I'd like to see what you guys do before I commit to a long-term extension with you guys, what do you think that is? What do you think? Try to read into what would satisfy him. Is it paying a $240 million luxury tax and bringing everybody back, including Payton Watson? Is it just kind of tweaking the roster here and there? We're close, or is this a major overhaul?
I think at a minimum, it's bringing back Payton Watson and keeping everyone. I think if you start doing salary dumps and you're making moves to get under that threshold, I think that's a sign to him that, hey, you're not all in. And I get it. That's clearly what it is, right? It's like, yeah, we want to win and we want to make money, but not necessarily in that order. That's the KSE mantra. I think if Nikola Jokic sees that that's the case this offseason, which, again, shedding a salary so you can keep Payton Watson but not have to go into that second apron would be a sign of that. I think that's the minimum. Or do you make the Jaylen Brown trade or something to get you to look at it and say, yeah, they are pushing all their chips in. But look, if they bring everybody back and Payton Watson, if they retain Payton Watson, they re-sign him, they were a good basketball team. They won 54 games. They had 7 guys during the course of the season where we heard, we'll reevaluate them in 4 to 6 weeks. And they still won 54 games. Now, it was an abject disaster in the postseason, and it's hard to get that out of our mind. But they were also basically without their 2 best defensive players, and their 2 best players are their worst defensive players. So it's sort of not only injuries, because I get it, Minnesota had injuries too, but the 2 guys that were hurt were like the worst 2 guys they could have injured other than Jamal and Jokic, because they were the only 2 guys who could defend, and it was painfully obvious. So if they bring Payton Watson back and they give it another run with this group, okay, I can sign up for that, and my guess is Jokic would too. But if you trade Cam Johnson just to get rid of his deal, which I don't understand that either. Oh, it's an attractive guy because he's got an expiring contract. Well, wouldn't that be attractive to the Nuggets too? Why is that good for the recipient but not for the Nuggets?
Right. So the trade that's out there right now is Jaylen Brown and Sam Hauser for Murray and Cam Johnson. Would you, if you're the Nuggets, would you make that trade? Would you pull the trigger on that trade?
Probably. Because I don't know that Cam Johnson's going to be here beyond this year, so it's the conversation of we were having with Jokic to a much lesser degree. But if you think he's walking in a year anyway, then okay, that's an asset to give up. Jamal, I like Jamal, but Jaylen Brown has got more of the dog mentality that this team did not have during the postseason. That was what was exposed first and foremost, that and their inability to defend when AG's not healthy and when Payton Watson's not out there. But just they need a dog, and Jaylen Brown would give them that mentality. And that would be a big move. And everybody else in the West is doing things, and Minnesota's retooling and looking at it and saying, hey, how do we catch San Antonio and or Oklahoma City? I would probably make that move, but I think I'm in the minority. I'm not upset with running it back as long as running it back includes Payton Watson. I'm not. I would be willing to watch one more season with this team and keep my fingers crossed that they're going to be healthy. That's a big if, though.
Yeah, but if you think that they completely healthy and bring back Payton Watson is a path worth taking, then yeah, then you shouldn't skimp on a $240 million tax bill.
No,
not when you're worth $26 billion and are the number 1 sports empire in the world.
And if you want to, once the Jokic era is over, if you want to be in the black for a few years to refill the coffers, that's fine. But I can't get that late regular season game against San Antonio out of my mind. When they beat San Antonio in here, it felt like a playoff game. AG was guarding Wemby down the stretch. Jokic is hitting the fadeaway over Wemby. Like, okay, that's what this team can be. Now, could they do it for 2 months in the postseason. We'll see, but we know what they can be when they're at their best. So I'm trying to avoid the recency bias and trying to avoid putting too much stock in 6 games, even though those 6 games were so bad.
Okay. Thank you, James.
Thanks, fellas.
All right, there he goes. James Marilette. Lot to react to there. Let us know. RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. And speaking of Jaylen Brown, firing back on critics who say maybe his value to a team like the Nuggets isn't as high as you'd think. That's next.
The Blue Line is back. The Colorado Avalanche have re-signed defensemen Brett Kulak and Brent Burns. Kulak, the steady shutdown force who locked it down on the back end upon arrival from Pittsburgh last season. And the ageless Burns back for his 23rd season in the middle of an Iron Man streak. Now with draft picks in hand and more cap space to play with, what's next as Joe Sakic tries to fill out the roster? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here from my friends at Colorado Fat Loss. Listen, before you start GLP-1s, understand they're going to cost you thousands of bucks a year. Understand there are, complications that do arise on occasion, and most people gain the weight back once they stop the GLP-1s. Guys, you want a different approach? How about a doctor-developed program that helps men and women lose 20 to 40 pounds in just 60 days, safe and naturally, with no injections, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence? Listen, they asked me to go on the program. I did. Lost 30-plus pounds in just 7 weeks, have kept it off. It has been so easy because they use real food that you buy from your grocery store that helps reset your metabolism, control hunger and cravings, and naturally burn fat. Guys, this is not a box of food sent to your front porch that you just add water to and you eat. It's nothing but filler. I'm talking about proteins like chicken, fish, beef, vegetables, fruits, and the weight will come off. Guys, I love the program. You're going to love it as well, and I promise you, you're going to lose weight. So check them out at coloradofatloss.com for more info. That's coloradofatloss.com.
Hey, I'm not one to say I told you so, but do you remember last year when I told you that Pure Talk was hands down the best wireless company that I'd ever used? Well, some of you were skeptical, but Consumer Reports just asked 120,000 people to rate every wireless company in America, including the big boys. Well, guess which company was the only company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. Coverage, support, value, data. 5 stars across the board. No service contracts, no cancellation fees, just great U.S. customer service on a crazy fast 5G network for a fraction of what you've been paying. I'm not going to say I told you so, but I will encourage you one more time to dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to a 5-star American wireless company that won't let you down. Pure Talk.
Stoke here from my local hometown team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. I have known the Rocks team for years. They have serviced my own house. Right now, out-of-state private equity corporations are buying local HVAC companies, providing higher prices, bad service, and shady sales tactics. When it comes to your heating and cooling needs, go with the local Colorado team I know and trust. ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Okay, I admit it. At 303 Law 4040, we like to have a little fun with the made-for-TV lawyers who pretend that they're from Colorado. In reality, they live in places like Chicago, Arizona, Texas. Heck, one guy flies in from New York City. New York City! Just so he can do his commercial and fly back home. Crazy thing happening here in Colorado. Outside private equity funds are pouring millions of advertising dollars to prop up these guys and get them to pretend they are local voices that you can trust. So what really happens when you call one of those pretend made-for-TV lawyers? Here's an example. A young man was hurt. He called one of those guys. The insurance company said, nah, we're denying the claim. No money for you. His made-for-TV lawyer said, sorry. So his friend said, you need to call 303-LAW-4040. We took the case and told the insurance company their denial was BS. And they said, you're right. Here's all the money. If you've been injured, don't waste your time calling a pretend made-for-TV lawyer. Call 303-LAW-4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. It's 303-LAW-4040.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-572-3344. That's 800-572-3344.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And right now, new mattresses start at $1,500 during our 4th of July sale. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
Guys, are you looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get Advanced Hair's breakthrough one-day treatment during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. For details and a free consultation, call 720-459-HAIR or at advancedhair.com.
Over 65 and looking for convenient primary care? One Medical Seniors is ready to take care of you. Call them at 833-312-3204.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Able Builders, it's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth. Sharp criticism.
Mark Schlereth's a pansy.
Cries for help.
Dude, wake up.
No.
I need better from you.
And a little bit of tough love.
If the truth gives you a wedgie, then you know what? Buy better underpants.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
There's a fire, call the fireman. If you're in pain, baby, call a doctor. Don't be afraid to.
All right. Good Monday morning to you as we roll into our 4th hour. No Brandon Stokley. I didn't want to like completely just continue to hammer away why he's out. I mean, we know and we've shared it. He's shared it, but
right, he's got the shingles.
He's got the shingles. So
yeah,
he's recovering.
Yeah,
talked to him. I texted back and forth with him a couple times over the weekend. He said he was in a pretty good amount of pain on Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, I
started to feel better.
Yeah, I texted him and he said he wasn't great, but getting better. So that's good.
Now, if it wasn't for the fact that we've become so highly digitalized, he could just come in here and
oh yeah,
but we are on, where everything we do now, I'm looking right at you, all of you watching right now on the Denver Sports YouTube chat presented by Champ Honda.
Right.
We got the cameras in here, we got the lights. For what Stoke is going through.
But there are things that fester.
Yes.
And that is one of the things that fester.
That does fester, absolutely. Busy sports weekend as we react to all of it, as we wait to see what the Nuggets are going to do, if they're going to do anything, if Nikola Jokic wants them to do something, and that's why he may not sign his extension. Doesn't it feel like it's Jaylen Brown or bust? Like either they work out a deal for Jaylen Brown, a big one, or the likelihood of them making a big deal. And when I say a big deal, okay, I mean trading Aaron Gordon and or Jamal Murray.
Yes.
Okay? Not just moving Cam Johnson and re-signing Payton Watson. That's not it. To me, it feels like if they don't work out a trade for Jaylen Brown, I really don't see what else is out there that involves Aaron Gordon or Jamal Murray.
What about the kid from Detroit that's rumored out there? All-Star Durant. No, not Durant.
Jalen Duran?
Duran, yeah.
I mean,
he's a 6'10" center.
Yeah.
Was an All-Star last year. averaged almost 20 points a game. I think 19.5 and 10.5 rebounds. Struggled in the playoffs a little bit. But with that deal.
For Gordon?
Maybe a Gordon.
Okay, I guess I got to ask why Detroit would want to do that.
Right, I'm just saying if the Brown thing doesn't happen, the Jaylen Brown just doesn't happen for whatever reason. They can't get enough value. Boston doesn't want to make that trade. Whatever, somebody else comes in, and there was everything I read was, hey, they want 4 first-rounders for Jaylen Brown and, all this, that, and the other. But if nothing comes to fruition in regards to Jaylen Brown, would that be a secondary trade that you would look at and say, or is there a secondary trade out there that you would look at and say that would be a good value thing that would increase our athleticism and help us on the defensive end of the court?
Maybe there's a whole list of players that NBA insiders are just waiting to say, okay, now that the Jaylen Brown domino has fallen, this is where the market goes next. Okay, but at least to this point, it just seems like it's consumed. It's all around Jaylen Brown. Bill Simmons, an admitted Celtics fan, when asked about the talk, the action, the smoke surrounding the Nuggets and Celtics, here's what he had to say.
A lot of smoke billowing around Denver in general. Some I believe, some I don't believe. Murray and Cam Johnson for Jalen and Hauser, which would save Denver $10 million this year. The Celtics could take Cam Johnson in their trade exception. Murray is $50 million this year, 54 and 57. So he's about $8 million behind Jalen in each of those years.
But same amount of years.
Same amount of years, but I'm shaving off $7, $8 million. I'm adding Cam Johnson, who I can either keep or spin in a trade. And I am getting somebody who I still think is one of the best 25 players in the league back for Jalen. I think if I'm Boston, I'm signing up for that trade. If I'm Denver, I'm at least having a 6-hour meeting, and it's a reconstruction of a team because you're going to remove the Murray-Jokic pick and roll, but you could run a lot of that offense through Joker. You re-sign Payton Watson with the extra money. You have him more involved offensively, and you could argue that team's better, it's bigger, it's deeper. You have Jokic and Gordon and Jalen as your front line. You have more flexibility, and you have somebody who can really step in if Gordon gets hurt, which he gets hurt every year. And now you're not getting destroyed if that happens, and you're under the tax, and you can get Watson. That trade makes a ton of sense to me, Zach.
Talking to Zach Lowe, I would love to have Jaylen Brown here. I think he's exactly what they need for a couple of reasons. One, and I found it curious over the weekend how, the analytic geeks, again, got out there and started putting out net ratings and plus minuses and all that kind of stuff, trying to make the case for Jaylen Brown. Or
that's nerd stuff.
Making the case of Jason Tatum over Jaylen Brown. And I'm like, hold on a second. Okay? Put all your analytics aside. Okay? All I know is that this was supposed to be a total bridge year for the Celtics. They lost Jason Tatum to the Achilles. They broke up a championship team. This was supposed to be a team that maybe would get into the playoffs via the play-in. Instead, they win 50-plus games. They challenge for the top seed in the East. And Jaylen Brown absolutely was the guy on that team to the point where he finished top 5 in the MVP. Then Jason Tatum come back, and credit to Jason Tatum, he came back, an amazing comeback. But if you think he didn't disrupt or change the chemistry that team had built, you're kidding yourself. And so, for some reason, throughout all of this, Jaylen Brown is the one that has seen his stock take a hit. I don't get why. This guy can score whenever he wants to, get whatever shot he wants to. He can defend, and he's got a little dog in him, a little nastiness to him.
Well, I think that's, that we just had James Marilat, and we talked about lack of dog and the way the Minnesota Timberwolves just came in here and absolutely punked us.
Right.
Like that, you got to have a dude that will step up, and you can't allow that.
And I love Jamal Murray. This is not a case of me being down on Jamal. I just think that at some point, it's run its course. And I think the Nikola Jokic two-man game, which was just so exquisite to watch the year that they won the championship and leading up to that, it just feels like it's played out. And Jokic needs a new challenge. I think Murray needs a new challenge. That's why I think this would be a great trade for the Nuggets.
What's up with all the guys named Jalen in the NBA?
There are a lot.
Jalen Brunson, Jalen Brown, Jalen Williams, Jalen Johnson, Jalen Duran, Jalen Suggs, Jalen Green, Jalen Wells, Jalen Williams, Jalen Smith, Jalen Wilson, plus Jalen Pickett, Jalen Tyson, Jalen Clark. That's 15. Like, what's up with the name Jalen?
There are dozens of us.
Spelled different ways, too. We're all of a sudden, like, they're all in the same age group. Where did Jalen become a really popular name?
Good question. Good question. Don't have an answer for you.
I don't either. I'm just saying. A lot of Jalen's.
So
we're going to look into it.
Is that a trade that
Ty,
you would
get
make?
on that for me.
Would you do that? Jamal Murray, Cam Johnson for Jaylen Brown and Sam Hauser. Sam Hauser can shoot, by the way, but that's all he can do is shoot. He'll win you a couple games during the year just because of his three-point shooting, but then there'll be plenty of other games where he'll be a non-factor.
They could have used somebody to come off the bench and hit three-pointers last year.
Yes, and he's capable of doing that. Has a championship ring. So that's another thing to consider. Coming up next, NFL Network is out with their top 100. How many Broncos are going to make the list? And based on one quarterback who's already made it, man, Bo Nix better make the leap when it comes to his standing among the players. That's next.
14 wins wasn't enough. A number one seed wasn't enough. So what'll it take for Bo Nix to become the most valuable player in the league?
If Bo is throwing for an extra 15 to 20 touchdowns and has an extra 1,500 yards on his resume, that's an MVP conversation for Bo Nix. That's what that leads to.
Yeah.
Because the team, we both say they're not going to win 14 games, but if you're winning 10, 11, 12, and you're fighting for the AFC West, and you're still in contention for the number one seed in the AFC, and you have that kind of numbers in QB next to your name, that's default MVP conversation.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name. And the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recycle-On Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at Bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recycleon.org/Colorado.
Rob Dino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled over 7,000 cases, 300 trials. Let's face it, divorce is really impactful. You may have a controlling spouse. You may have a violent spouse. You may have been a victim of a domestic violence. You may be wrongfully accused of domestic violence. This all affects parenting rights. And let's face it, the kids are the most important. These are the things that need to be handled. They need to be handled appropriately by someone that's going to protect your kids and protect your rights. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com, 720-706-5151.
Peanut butter and jelly, music and dancing, salt and pepper. At Excel Energy, we believe some things just work better together. Like an electric heat pump, the 2-in-1 unit that can both cool and heat your home. And better yet, it does so using energy more efficiently than a traditional HVAC system. Better yet, you can also save money installing a heat pump with rebates at excelergy.com/heat pumps. Cooling, heating, and savings. All in one comfort, all in one package.
Colorado, make sure your AC is ready for summer. 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning offers repairs, replacements, and tune-ups 24/7. Book at onehouraircolorado.com or call 855-1-HOUR.
Stream Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Music history.
I've now baptized you in the glory of Led Zeppelin.
Brutal honesty.
Today's just been a bad day for you, Mike. I don't know how else to put it.
And some questionable taste.
I do not heat up leftovers.
Oh, my
I only eat
God.
leftovers cold.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
You put much stock in the NFL Network Top 100 list that comes out every summer?
No, I
Voted
don't.
on by the players themselves?
I do not put a lot of merit into that. I don't know how seriously they take it. One, whoever votes. I don't know the guy. I mean, I don't know how many guys actually vote. So all that kind of stuff. And then, you know how I feel about putting quarterbacks in that list, top 100 players. They have their own little list. Little cute list.
So they're not NFL players. They're not players.
They're not football players.
They're not football
they're
players.
quarterbacks.
They're quarterbacks.
Completely different.
Ah. So we have to have special classes for quarterbacks, kickers, punters.
Yeah.
Long snappers.
Yeah, sure.
They're not allowed into the football player club.
No, they're allowed in, but there's an asterisk when they walk in.
There are certain places in the club they can't go. They're
Right.
restricted to.
Yeah, like you can come in, but you can't get behind the velvet rope.
I see.
There's just certain. I mean, like we talk about the MVP, most valuable player, and it's just become 100% a quarterback award. So.
Well,
they
they're
already get
the
their-
most. They play the most important position in all of professional sports.
I get that they play quarterback.
No, they play the They play the most important position in all of sports. And I'm sorry, you got to face that. It's not an offensive lineman. It's
No.
not a guard. It's a quarterback. And you have got to get over your bias.
No, and every rule in the NFL has been established and recreated and created to make their job easier.
Okay.
Can't hit them, can't touch them, can't yell at them, can't whatever.
And despite all that, it still remains the toughest position to play in all of sports. And the most important position to play in all of sports.
The toughest position?
Oh, come on. You just okay. Well, how do you try to throw if you get this look, throw it high. If you get this look, throw it low.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
It's okay.
It's not that hard. What do you think is harder? Throwing a ball to a wide open receiver or going one-on-one with Myles Garrett coming off the edge?
You've told me time after time after time that there aren't really that many wide open or open receivers in the NFL. That in the NFL,
Well, there's plenty of
You have to. The windows are so much
plenty
closed.
of open.
You have to throw guys open, all that kind
in
of stuff.
today's game, where you throw it behind the line of scrimmage, you're throwing 14 bubble screens. Stop it. It's easy. That part is easy.
Then why do so many quarterbacks fail? Why do so many teams struggle to find their solution at quarterback if it's that easy?
Because it's hard for a lot of guys. There's not a lot of guys that are good. It's like anything. There's not a lot of guys that are good. You have fallen victim, very much like all these guys that are mad at the analytics people. You have fallen victim to believing that all the hype that the quarterback fraternity sells you. Oh, nobody understands this.
And by the way, when the quarterback's out there trying to do whatever he's trying to do, it's on him, by himself, trying to make that play. At least you as a lineman, you may be dealing with Myles Garrett, but you can get a chip here, a shade there, double team there.
No.
You can get help. You do not have to be at your best, and you can still make it work because of the help you can get.
And quarterback's not. What are you saying about the?
So you're trying. Well, hold on. Okay, this is fascinating to me. You're trying to say that playing quarterback in the NFL is easier than trying to deal with Myles Garrett.
If you have to block him one-on-one, yeah, playing quarterback and having a swing pass or throwing a bubble screen, that's easier.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Didn't you do a Cleveland game where Myles Garrett had 5 sacks of Drake May and they still lost?
Yeah.
So I guess it wasn't that big of a deal.
No, they still lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
probably because they didn't have a good quarterback.
Probably because their offense.
Dylan Gabriel was playing quarterback that time.
Probably their offense stunk on that particular play. They still gave a bunch of plays. I'm just saying that I don't.
I just need to accept the fact I'm never going to win this argument with you. Okay, last year.
So you do think Bryce Young then is a top 100 football player?
No, I do not.
Well, wait, he made the top 100 list. Bryce Young did, so he's great.
There's 100 players on this list. Most every year that the NFL Network Top 100 list comes out, there's always people either on the list or put in places on the list that I flat out don't agree with. But I think overall, especially when you start getting into the top 20, top 10, top 5, number 1, they tend to get it right.
A quarterback like Bryce Young deserves to be on the best players list.
Yes, because NFL quarterbacks are players. Oh, my goodness. I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm not going to keep doing this. 4 Broncos made the list last year. You had Zach Allen at number 90. That better be what do you think, 60 spots higher?
Yeah, that's got to be
60, 50?
Between, no respect at all.
Between 49 and
40?
Yeah, it should be. He
should be in the top 50.
Yeah, he's got to be in the top 50.
Yes, okay. Bo Nix was 64 last year. Look, if Bryce Young is in at 98, Bo Nix better be in the top 40.
Yeah, he's got to at least crack the top 50.
Okay, fair enough. Nick Benito was number 38 last year.
He did nothing to drop out of top 40, right?
And with the team having the success, the national success, I would think that he would jump up higher. And then Patrick Surtain at number 10. He might stay right around there.
Yeah.
Maybe it wouldn't even surprise me. He had some injuries last year. It might not surprise me if he maybe even dropped a couple
Who do you think is
spots.
going to be the number 1?
Number 1 player in football, as voted on by the players. Ooh. It's a great question. It's an awesome question. Do you think it's a quarterback?
No.
I don't either. Right? Because, Mahomes isn't. Allen isn't. I don't think so. That's a great question. It'll be an offensive player.
Yes. I think it'll be a defensive player.
You think it'll be Garrett?
Yeah, I think it'll be Myles Garrett.
All right. I'd have no problem with that.
Who do you think on the offense would be?
Like the number 1 or number...
Oh, yeah. They probably voted a wide receiver. Oh, my God. There's another issue that we've got to correct.
Is it a running back? Is it James Cook?
No, I don't.
No,
I don't think it'll be a running back because we've devalued the position.
Think it'll be a wide receiver? Puka? Jackson Smith and Jigba. Number 2. If it's not a quarterback. I think it'll be a quarterback.
You think it'll be?
I still think the top player will be a quarterback.
You think it'll be Stafford? Lamar?
That's as good. No, it won't be Lamar. I think it could still be Josh Allen. I
Allen?
think it could still be Josh Allen. The love affair with Josh Allen is so annoying. So annoying.
All right, my money's on Myles Garrett.
Get to a Super Bowl, will you? Then we can talk. Don't even win one. Just
Don't
get to
worry.
one. Just get to one. Okay? Boy, oh boy.
You got me yelling
There
now.
are just a couple guys in this league that just get the overwhelming benefit of the hype train pulling into the station. Man, guys like Allen, guys like Herbert.
I want to pound his ass.
All right. Summer's here, which means road trips normally, but with the gas prices being the way they are right now, maybe you're questioning whether or not to take that trip. DenverSports is here to help. Enter for your chance to win a weekly $250 gas card and a possible grand prize of $1,000. All you have to do is listen for the keyword every hour. Text it to 303-713-1043 before that hour ends. More keywords you enter, more chances you have to win. For complete rules, visit DenverSports.com/keyword.
What is the one thing that can turn the Broncos defense into the best in the league?
Yeah, what is it?
If you want to say they're top 5 defense in the league, you're right. If you want to say they're top 3, you're right. Are they the best in the league? TBD. Because if you can get the turnovers, that's when this Vance Joseph defense takes the next step. They start getting takeaways, they're already frustrating to opponents. They're already suffocating to opponents. If you start taking the ball away, you want to talk about fear factor.
Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here from my friends at Gravina's Window Center of Littleton. Hey guys, we're right in the middle of hail season. After a storm, everybody checks their roofs. But you know what? You can't forget to check your windows, your doors, your siding. And there's no better place to turn to than that of Gravina's Window Center of Littleton, serving Denver and the Front Range for over 50 years, doing it right the first time, every time, guys. They know Colorado homes. They know Colorado weather. They know we're in the middle of hail season. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton has your back, and they're going to do it right the first time, every time. And how about this? 25% off of James Hardy siding, or 25% off of Infinity by Marvin windows, 20% off of James Hardy siding, 12 months, no interest financing available. Guys, it doesn't get better than that. And I'm telling you guys, free estimates as well. So make sure you reach out to windowsforyourhome.com for more information. Remember, 25% off Infinity by Marvin windows, 20% off at James Hardy siding, 12 months, zero interest available. Make sure you tell them your boy Stink sent you. That's Gravina's Window Center of Littleton. Reach out right now at windowsforyourhome.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
Your dog is limping, but she seems fine. Plus, you've heard they can fake it just to get what they want. So what's the deal now? You're being gaslit.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Oh, now she switched legs. What a diva.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is error. ERROR. Text error to 303-713-1043 right now for your chance to win a $250 gas card. That's error to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
Self-appointed nicknames.
Obviously, I am the hockey guy at this station.
Grammar lessons.
High fives and flamma jamma.
And Oscar-worthy impressions.
My version was, get off my plane. Okay. Yours was, get off my plane.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Just putting a bow on our... see what I did there? A bow on our NFL Network Top 100 list conversation. They did release another couple of players today on the list. So here's what we are up to date. Number 100, Cam Jordan of the Saints. 99, Quentin Nelson of the Colts. 98 is Bryce Young. So either, because we both think he's like the 25th or 26th best quarterback in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So either the NFL players think a lot more highly of Bryce Young than we do, or there's set to be about 25 quarterbacks on this top 100 list. What do you think's more likely?
I think somebody got a ballot and put a couple of Bryce Youngs on there, and he happened to jump in the top 100. I think there'll be probably 15 total quarterbacks on this list.
I don't have a problem with that. I know you do.
I know you.
Which is why I
you
love
don't.
it. Ernest Jones, linebacker for Seattle at 97. Travis Etienne, don't call me Etienne, at 96. Running back, Saints. Then you got Demario Davis, outside linebacker for the Jets at 95. Creed Humphrey, center for the Chiefs at 94. Carson Schwarzenegger, the reigning rookie defensive player of the year at 93 for the Browns. Then you have Azeez Al-Shire, 92, Texans linebacker. 91 is Montez Sweat, defensive end for the Bears. And then the ones that got announced today, let's see, number 90, it is Derek Brown of the Panthers, defensive tackle.
Yeah.
And 89, Kyron Williams, running back for the Rams. So, down to 88 now. How many Broncos show up in the final 88?
I'm going to say there was 4 last year.
4 last year.
I don't think it's going to be as high. I had 8, but I don't think it's going to be that high. I'm going to say 6.
6. All right, so I'm assuming the same 4 that made it last year make it this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's Benito, that's Allen, that's Bo, that's Surtain. Who are the lucky 2 that get added to this list?
Miners is going to be in there.
If Quentin Nelson barely got in, does Miners get in?
Yeah, Miners will get in.
He's regarded as a better guard than Quentin Nelson.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
All
Miners will get in, and then I think you got to put another guy on the defensive side of the ball in. Hufanga.
Hufanga over Bowles?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I could see.
It could be Bowles and Miners.
But if I'm an NFL player and I was following or watching the Broncos at all during the season, Hufanga would jump out at me.
Oh, yeah. Hufanga was all
wish he
over
would
the
catch
place.
some of those passes this year.
Hands not.
Don't need the Roberto Duran hands this year.
Right.
Hands of stone.
He got to work on his hands.
No moss. All right, so we're thinking it's going to be.
Who's got worse hands, him or Jerry Jeudy?
So Sertan, Benito, Nix, Allen, Miners, and Hufunga are your 6.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see what happens. In the meantime,
You think it's more than that? You think it's
no,
7?
I don't think they get 7. I mean, we're
So
down.
Ballsy didn't make it last year in the top 100?
Nope.
Do you think he's going to make it this year?
I don't think he gets 7 out of 89.
Right.
Right? I mean, I'm not going to ask you to do math, but
There'd be only 82 left.
what would be the percentage of players that the Broncos get in the final 89 if they got 7? Isn't that like 12%? 12% of the players would be Broncos? Is that right?
8.9%. 8.9 guys would be 10%, right?
Right.
So it's less than 10%.
A little less than 10%. Ty's doing it. Ty will give us the number.
Ty's good at stuff.
What is that? 89. And if the Broncos got 7, that would be the percentage of 13. So I was right.
What?
No.
Math.
No, we're not going to do math with you. No.
Hold on now.
No.
Okay. You said 7.
If I'm going to have to
Divided by
listen, if I'm going to do math on the
89.
air, I'm going to do it with Ty, not you. This is not going to end well.
It's 7 divided by 89?
Ty, you better be getting this right. You do not want Stink to be getting math questions correct over you.
It's 7.8% is what I came up with.
All right, I'm going to.
Okay, now you got to figure it out.
I'm not going to figure it out. Nope. Stay in my lane. I don't do math. I don't do math.
I don't
do math. All right, I'll ask the text line. Okay? Oh, my goodness gracious. Fine. 89 guys left. If the Broncos get 7 of the 89, what percentage of the remaining 89 players are Broncos? There you go. There's your problem. Go out, solve it. Show your work.
If a train leaves a train station,
hated those.
headed south,
oh my God,
at 35 miles an hour,
dude, I could never do those.
Word problems.
Oh my goodness. So 2 trains leave the station at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
One's heading west at 60 miles per hour.
Right.
The other is heading east at 40 miles per hour. At what point will they be 400 miles apart? No chance.
Oh, 0.
No chance. I would just try to scribble enough gibberish there just to get a little bit of partial credit. No chance.
0 chance.
0 chance.
I can't even do what percentage of 7 of 89.
Stink is right, morons.
Oh, look at me.
Oh yeah, but and does Waddle count? Waddle doesn't. If Waddle makes the list, so that all right. So does Waddle make the list?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Waddle.
I don't think Miners makes it.
What?
All right, then Waddle. All right, if Miners makes it, then Waddle.
We got 2 bets.
Then
we got
Waddle,
2 bets right now.
Waddle
on this.
in over Hufunga.
We got 2 bets. I bet Myles Garrett is the number 1 player, and I bet Miners gets in, and you bet against both those things.
No, I'm not going to do that.
No, that's what you bet. You said that you thought it would be an offensive player or a quarterback, number 1 overall.
No, I agreed with you when you said Garrett. I agreed with you.
Well, first you said,
but then
before
I said
Garrett, you said
no,
you think it'd be an offensive
right,
player.
I did, but then you corrected me.
So let's just
you
go
showed me
play,
the. Well,
let's
I'm
just
not going to
play the
bet on
game.
something I just admitted that you're going to be right at.
We're just playing a game. You don't have to worry.
Let's bet on Hufunga or Waddle. You go with Waddle. You go with Hufunga. I'll go with Waddle.
Okay, but Miners is going to be in.
Okay, fine. You
Okay,
don't get anything for that.
No, we're not getting. There's no bet on this other than just pride.
By the way, I love this text. This is so right. Texter, you are so right. If a tackle loses one-on-one against Garrett, the play can still succeed. If a quarterback has a bad play, then play is going to fail.
If a quarterback throws an incompletion, that's not a bad thing. What if the quarterback throws a bad ball, but you get pass interference?
We
on
were
it? That's
actually
not a bad
trying to
thing.
throw incompletions.
Is it? That's a good thing. Stop it. Don't
Idiot.
get me started, Texter. You don't want the wrath of Stink coming after you. It's one thing you just don't want. You don't want it. It's like soccer fan. You don't want none of this smoke, soccer fan.
Tell you what, if you are somebody that loves analytics in sports, you're not going to want this smoke. That's next.
The Blue Line is back. The Colorado Avalanche have re-signed defensemen Brett Kulak and Brent Burns. Kulak, the steady shutdown force who locked it down on the back end upon arrival from Pittsburgh last season. And the ageless Burns back for his 23rd season in the middle of an Ironman streak. Now with draft picks in hand and more cap space to play with, what's next as Joe Sakic tries to fill out the roster? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
It's no secret that the checkout line feels a lot heavier. If those daily essentials are ending up on a credit card, those double-digit interest rates are quietly draining your bank account. If that debt is starting to feel heavy, you're not alone. And if you're a homeowner, you've likely looked at your mortgage rate and thought, I can't touch that. With American Financing's Smart Equity Loan, you don't have to. It allows you to wipe out high-interest debt and lower your monthly overhead while keeping your primary mortgage intact. It's a surgical strike against debt. Unlike a fluctuating HELOC, the Smart Equity Loan is a fixed-rate loan, giving you a predictable monthly payment. At American Financing, there are never any upfront fees to find out what you qualify for. Guys, talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant today. Experts who are paid to help you save, not sell you more than you need. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Dan, I'm not looking to get rich, but I'm not sure what to do. It's something we hear a lot at 303-LAW-4040 from people. They've been hurt. They just don't know what to do next. Should they talk to the insurance company? Who's going to pay their medical bills? What if they have to miss work? They don't want to call a lawyer, and they certainly don't want to sue anyone, but they just don't know what to do. Here, take one of our small-town clients. He was seriously hurt on his neighbor's property. Tough as nails, salt-of-the-earth guy, and all he was looking to do was the right thing. He said, Dan, I have to live in this town, and I want to be able to hold my head up high when I walk down the street. So if you're talking about suing my neighbor, I'm not interested. I explained that we probably wouldn't have to sue anybody, and we certainly weren't going to hurt his neighbor. In the end, we got him $1.5 million, and he could still hold his head up high in that small town. If you've been hurt, you don't have to feel guilty for calling 303-LAW-4040. We are here to help and fight for what's fair. We don't farm you out to a call center. In fact, we give all of our clients our cell phone numbers. We hope you never need us, but save that number in your phone just in case. It's 303-LAW-4040. That's 303-LAW-4040.
For 90 years, Belco Credit Union has proudly called Colorado home. That's thanks to all our members who have helped us grow alongside our beautiful state. To celebrate our anniversary, Belco is offering a special low fixed rate on a new home equity choice line advance. If you've been waiting to start a new home renovation project, now's the perfect time. Go to belco.org/90 years to see full offer details. Equal housing opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. All loans subject to approval. Belco, banking for everyone.
All right, Broncos country, listen up. Philip Lindsay here. And for stress-free summer travel, I chose Hermes Worldwide. Forget the airport chaos. Hermes Worldwide offers comfortable, reliable transportation for your airport transfers and more. They're dependable, they're professional, so you can focus on your vacation. Make your summer travel easy. Give them a call today at 303-577-7600, or you can visit them online at ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, that's ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
When traffic slows you down, pain can make the ride feel even longer. With just one pill, Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief, so you can put pain in the rear view. Use as directed.
One real Broncos talk. Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Listener appreciation.
Our RamosLaw.com texters always answer the bell.
Mentorship.
You can't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Yeah. And words of wisdom.
Don't let my confidence offend your insecurity.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
A couple of math updates. One, you were right. Ty, you were wrong.
Yeah.
I put it in backwards.
Well.
How you like me now?
Look at that.
Look at the big brain on stink.
Suddenly, the student has become the teacher.
That's right. It's okay, Ty.
Sure sign of the apocalypse. Mark getting math questions right.
Yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us.
Speaking of that, by the way, I threw out that random word math problem about the 2 trains and everything. Guy responded with not only the correct answer, but he sent me a picture showing his work.
Really?
Good job.
Wow. It's amazing how smart some people are.
And you know what? The way he did it, very easy to understand. Makes me wonder why I couldn't figure it out back then. I had no chance. But the way he showed the work, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So.
Yeah.
Maybe it's new math. Maybe he was using the new math.
New math? What was the quote I was
Whenever I was trying to help my kids with their math homework, and me not being good at math, I couldn't help them. I would just be like, new math. They're teaching that new math in school now.
What was the quote?
Can't help you.
Well, I was supposed to write down. Was
Josh Hart. You ready to hear it? No, let's do it. Here it is.
Yeah.
All right. So this is so the background of this story is Jaylen Brown, rumored to be going to the Nuggets. Some of the analytic folks got after Jaylen Brown this weekend and kind of poked holes and just, how valuable is he? And he called out AI as, being stupid, and people are getting involved in sports that have no business being involved in it. And Nick Bonito, by the way, liked and responded to what Jaylen Brown said, and also reposted something that Josh Hart of the world champion Knicks had to say about analytics. Here you go. This is the part you want to write down.
I just try to go out there and just play my game. I'm never a huge analytics guy. At a certain point, they're a lamppost or a drunk person. You can lean on them, but it won't get you home. So at a certain point, you got to have a good feel for the game.
They're like a lamppost to a drunk person. You can lean on it, but it won't get you home. Write it down. Come on, Nuke.
What did you say?
Nuke, write it down. Like a lamppost for a drunk person. You can lean on it, but it won't get you home.
I thought he said like a lamppost or a drunk person.
No, for a drunk. Here he goes.
I just try to go out there and just play my game. I'm never a huge analytics guy. At a certain point, they're a lamppost or a drunk person. You can lean on them, but it won't get you home. So at a certain point, you got to have a good feel for the game.
Lamppost to a drunk person.
To a drunk person. You can lean on them, but they ain't going to get you home.
I don't think he said ain't, but
I said ain't.
Okay. He also said this about
That's
analytics.
how I make it my own.
There's a lot of things that analytics don't show or don't take into account. I just always thought analytics for geeky, unathletic white guys that wanted to be a part of the league but just couldn't make it playing basketball, so they decided to put math into the equation. That's always how I
could do without the reverse stereotype there, but he is right. You look around more and more, sports teams, front offices.
Full of geeky white guys.
Full of geeky white guys who went to Ivy League schools and graduated with math and law degrees. They're taking over.
Oh, yeah.
Taking over.
Oh, yeah. I tend to agree with him on just the analytics geeks in general, telling you, giving you a math. Like I always say, man, math never made a tackle. Like, if you just went analytics on Jalen Brunson, for instance, I mean, his percentage was horrible shooting throughout the NBA championship, the NBA finals, but the dude was just money in clutch situations when he had to be, and there was enough dog in that dude that you knew when it became onion cutting time, there was one guy that was going to have the ball in his hand, and it's that guy. And there's no math equation that can account for that. It just doesn't work that way. So, I get where everybody wants to be. I mean, we've seen the NFL. We've seen it gone way too far over to the don't ever kick a field goal. Field goals are bad. That we've seen it just go and it needs to correct now. It needs to come. And the only way it's going to correct, Mike, is when sane people look at it and go, I'm not going to devalue a field goal in this particular point in time. I'm not chasing points at this point in time. I am trying to win a football game, or I'm trying to, win a basketball game. So I love those comments by Hart, and I agree with them. And I think most players and most coaches, to a certain degree, agree with, hey, it's a tool, but you just can't live or can't lean into it.
I thought this was funny. I wanted to bring this to, because you know this guy. You had a chance to party on his bus at one point, and you turned it down. Probably a smart move. Yeah. So John Daly, playing in a senior event this weekend, shot a 63 one of the rounds. 63.
Yeah.
Amazing. And naturally he was asked, what have you been working on that allowed you to go out and shoot a 63?
Have you been working on anything in particular recently that just helped you kind of get here today?
I haven't seen a driving range in 5 years. No, I don't work on my golf game at all. No.
I haven't seen a driving range in 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't work on my golf game at all. I just
rolls out on his bus in bare feet, and pipes drives 350 yards.
It's unfair. It's unfair.
It just is who he is.
It's just unfair. It's just unfair. For all of us who just dream, aspire, what we wouldn't give to be able to do this or do that like a professional, right? And we'd work at it. We wouldn't take it for granted. We'd work at it. We'd maximize everything we possibly can. And this guy just has the talent to just walk out and say, after probably just going hard the night before.
There's no probably about you can take probably out of that equation. I've watched that guy put in the work. He doesn't work on his golf game, but he does work on his partying game.
So you had a chance to go on the daily bus, huh?
Yeah.
And you were like,
dude, he was like, come on, man, come on, Stink, let's go. Like, yeah, no, seriously, come out to the bus. I go, yeah, I'm not coming out there. And he was like, seriously, come out. And I was like, no, seriously, nothing good is going to happen on that bus. There's no life for me on that bus.
So let me ask you this: you're friends with Brett Michaels.
By the way, I saw a lot of people the next morning that went out. They accepted the invitation to that bus, and it just made my decision that much clearer. Like, I was skipping around the next morning, and they were hurting, and I was like, I have chosen wisely.
So you're friends with Brett Michaels, lead singer of Poison.
Yeah.
Which bus, if you had to choose to spend a night on, John Daly bus or the Poison bus?
I would take I think there's a better chance that you can bow out gracefully on the Poison bus than you can on the John Daly bus.
Think so?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's saying something. That's quite a ringing endorsement there for the John Daly bus. So, by the way, a couple of sports stuff this morning. First of all, the Travelers, which got the playoff, got postponed till this morning between Victor Hovland and Scotty Scheffler. Both hit great drives. Both hit great second shots. It was Hovland who made the birdie. So Scotty Scheffler finishes runner-up to Victor Hovland in the Travelers.
Yeah.
And
Mordecai shot a 61 or whatever his name was. Morikari or whatever.
Mordecai?
Yeah, what's his name?
I'd be calling Morikawa.
Morikawa.
Yes,
he shot a 61 yesterday.
And Wimbledon is underway. And Jannik Sinner, the men's number one, is getting all he can handle from Kecmanovic.
Huh?
Yeah, he's unseeded. And they're in the fifth set at Wimbledon, 2-2 in the fifth set.
Wow.
So the number one player in the world getting all he can handle from some guy named Miomir Kecmanovic. Boom.
Wow. Monovic, I like that. Kecmanovic.
He's an itch. He's an itch.
Where's he from?
I don't know.
Eastern European bloc country.
Probably. It's a pretty safe assumption right there. Absolutely. So we got the Rockies are back home.
Oh.
Quick road trip.
Back from Minnesota?
Minnesota.
Uh-huh.
And
who do they got?
I was just looking at this.
I might have to call Stoke.
Oh, the Marlins. They got the Marlins tonight.
Might have to call Stoke and instead of fading. Listen, ever since I said to fade the Rockies, they've been great.
Yeah.
So that's a bad. So maybe we change the strategy. I don't know. I'll have to text Stoke, see if he's able to accept texts right now.
Stoke, if you're listening, we hope you're feeling better. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, we'll see him tomorrow.
I'm not counting on it. But let me know so I don't come in early and take your spot.
Before I get out of here, want to let you know about our keyword contest. Be on the lookout. Be listening. Enter for your chance to win a weekly $250 gas card and a possible grand prize of $1,000. All you have to do, listen for the keyword every hour. Text it to 303-713-1043 before that hour ends. More keywords you enter, more chances you have to win. For complete rules, visit DenverSports.com/keyword. Dover and Cecil coming up next.
14 wins wasn't enough. A #1 seed wasn't enough. So what'll it take for Bo Nix to become the most valuable player in the league?
If Bo is throwing for an extra 15 to 20 touchdowns and has an extra 1,500 yards on his resume,